Come one, come all, and settle in. Welcome to the year of fright. For the 5th year of Club Flashpoint, we dive into the world of horror. This month, horses. I'm Faden Cross.
I'm Uncle.
And I'm scared of horses. But my name's also Max.
This
Welcome
we knew
also,
about
Max.
you, right?
Established facts. Max
Established
afraid of horses.
Yeah.
Very scary month for you.
Not really. But I did enjoy it.
Yeah, and before we get into the fun and scary world of horses, we like to play other games at Club Flashpoint, and I want to ask you, Uncle, what other game have you played this month besides horses?
Hard to say I played a game because really I just kind of read a game. Did not get even close to finishing it. I don't even think I got close to finishing a single run. It's a game you've heard about before, folks, on this show. Fate Stay Night is the game I played this month, other than horses. Fate Stay Night, a visual novel, much better known for its anime that came out from it. But it is...
Hold on. I would like to quibble with this. I'm not saying the game's more popular, but I will say Fate Grand Order is probably the most popular version of Fate right now.
So maybe right now I am utterly unplugged when it comes to anime culture, period.
Yeah, this is a gotcha game. The Fate gotcha.
Yeah. I've consumed a lot of anime, I've read a lot of manga. I am not a part of either culture at all, really. I did watch Fate Stay Night when that first came, when it was released on Netflix, I guess. I guess this was 14 years ago. When I saw it,
Christ.
yeah, when I saw it, and then I think a couple other seasons came out. Either at the same time on Netflix or shortly afterward, and I ended up watching everything that I could get my hands on streaming, and I really liked it. I remember almost nothing about it. I just remember that I really liked it. Honestly, that's basically all I remember.
You remember what drew you to it?
No, I really don't. Even after having read a part of the first game, I still can't exactly put my finger on what drew me to it, except for maybe the characters. But I don't remember having any specific attachment to any specific characters when I first watched it. I don't remember that. But that being said, upon reflection, and this is really my overall note for the game, Emiya, the character you play as for the most part, is utterly insufferable. An insufferable character. Just completely obsessed with the self-sacrificing hero perspective, living exclusively for other people. He has extremely misogynistic views. He inexplicably feels the need to protect the women in his life when almost all of them are better at defending themselves than he is.
Oh, yeah.
and it just doesn't make any fucking sense. Even after he's proven over and over and over again to be wrong about that perspective, he just kind of keeps doing it. At least as much as I've played, and it's honestly that has been. I think about why I brought this up when I did. I think I really liked Emiya when I first watched this. This is, child me, essentially, watching this show.
He's the hero. He's going to do the impossible.
More that I loved his ethics and his perspective. Like that. Not so much the misogyny angle. I always thought he was a dumbass for that. I just was like, yeah, fuck myself. Like, I should do everything for other people, period. That's all that matters. Forget myself. Fuck myself. I don't care about myself. Like, that just worked for my brain at that time, which makes a lot of sense for a lot of horrible, sad reasons. And now my second reflection, both on characters and what held me to my playing of this game, and what is motivating me to continue playing, and I'm going to try and finish it.
I think your problems are going to be directly answered in a few of the other routes, is the thing. And also, you're kind of holding, I think, Unlimited Blade Works, which was the anime that Shiro was in that was on Netflix at the time you were watching.
Okay, so never mind then, because I Fate Stay Night was the first one I watched, and I did like that one better. I remember that. I also remember watching Unlimited Blade Works and blah 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 blah. But like I don't know. Again, clearly my memory is pretty hazy around this game. But getting back to my point, the thing I really like about this game, and what I now also think is the other half of why I felt so attached to this, but didn't recognize it at the time or wouldn't let myself recognize it, is that I'm just Tosca. Tosaka Rin, or however you pronounce it.
Rin Tosaka,
I'm just Rin. That's just me. And it really is just true. Like, extremely capable, extremely, like, high charisma stats, and, like, decent intelligence, and everything going for her in a lot of ways, and just cannot stop fucking herself up and making impulse decisions on emotion that are just completely reckless and stupid, and also just cannot stop antagonizing other people, and perpetually coming across as this patronizing, snooty bitch.
You're very tsundere, Uncle.
Without intending to, I think. Yeah. But yes, that's me. Anyway, so I love Rin.
I love how much Isaki, Shiro's friends, like, that woman, don't trust that woman. She's going to destroy you, Shiro.
Yeah. So I guess I think I probably really liked this because of what's so funny about this game to me now also, which is that it's a story about a high school boy who suddenly has a bunch of women obsessed with him and living with him, and a magically bonded, incredibly powerful warrior woman, like, intimately connected to him, like, spiritually connected to him. All of that, like, the fantasy of living in that situation, of inheriting a mansion from your magician adoptive father, like that. Yeah,
your Egyptian adopted father who would go into a magic fight and go, but yeah, can a wizard dodge a sniper rifle?
Exactly. And I don't know. It's brutal. Like, it can be brutal, but it's also absolutely silly at times. Something that I know you love, Faden, that is almost inexplicable to me is how much slice of life content you get alongside these, like, the destiny deciding, world shattering powerhouse people destroying each other, killing each other, butchering innocent civilians. And then it's like, also, here's every single detail of every single meal they eat, and the absolute silliness of their conversations, and the ridiculous, like, 12-year-old attitude towards romance that every single character has in this universe.
You know what's also a battlefield? Getting food before Fujini takes it from them.
Yes. feeding your teacher, who's also your big sister, kind of, who's also really protective of you in a weird, possessive, maybe she's into you kind of way. So all kinds of just wonderful fantasies for people who are romantically interested in women,
and harems,
and particularly harems of women. It's interesting. It is definitely defining for the genre. I can see now why it was so influential. It came out initially 2004. It was the first version of this.
Like a 2003, 2002 or something like that. So pretty early 2000s.
When I think about what this is in that time frame, it is pretty groundbreaking. It's for those who have no idea what we're talking about in all the things I've said so far. This game is just a book you read, and every once in a while you make a decision that's usually extremely binary, it very poorly communicates what your character is actually going to do, and why they're doing it.
Yep.
And then you almost always, if you do blunder, you find out instantly, and then you just immediately go back and make the other choice. So it's kind of you're making choices. So far, I don't think I've made any big choices that are going to permanently alter my playthrough. That I can tell. Maybe that I can tell so far.
That's the interesting thing. Once I got done with the Saber route, which is what you're on, I realized I made a whole bunch of mistakes and couldn't finish the Saber route. But thankfully, hold on. Thankfully, the remaster version actually makes it really easy to go back and change things.
That's good. I've been dropping tons of saves just because I'm assuming there's going to be something like that.
You don't need to save.
Well, I have tons, so I'm fine.
You're fine. You're fine. You don't need to do that. You can easily change things, and the game really, especially the remastered version, really lets you try to complete all the scenes and find all the scenes really easily.
That's nice.
I don't know if it was like that in the original. But.
I do like the feature that, when you do make one of these blundered mistakes where you completely fuck up and everything just cascades into disaster very rapidly, you get to meet characters that you wouldn't otherwise meet for dozens of hours. You get to all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, who the fuck is that? Or where is this coming from? And then haven't met that character since then, and it's been a dozen hours. So wild.
Yeah. It's cool that the game has a lot of these fail states that are just narrative,
Yeah. And honestly, the foreshadowing that you get from these fail states are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think the quality level of the writing varies just on an unbelievable level. Sometimes it's brilliant, and sometimes you're like, did a 12-year-old write this? And I think part of that might just be cultural differences, there might just be subject matter and content that's much more regularly engaged with in Japan that we don't engage with, at least at the level of that these characters do, or at the age these characters do it. And there are other things where I think maybe we're a couple steps ahead in our cultural progress.
What was it like 25
social
years
progress
ago almost?
Yeah, and that also 20 years ago. Yeah, this is 22 years ago when this was written, when this story was written. That the whole world has changed quite a bit in 22 years. There really isn't anything egregious in this game that I've played so far. I'll say that too. You've told me that a lot of what I'm seeing that's bothering me is addressed later, or is kind of the point.
Yeah.
And I totally buy that, because really there isn't anything there isn't an indication in the game that you're supposed to think Shiro's not a fucking idiot. You're given every indication that yes, this man is a moron, and you're right for thinking so. Keep playing him and keep acting like an idiot. You're making logical making logical decisions at times is just immediately punished with death. It's wild. Never really played a game quite like that.
Also, sometimes you want to encourage him putting himself in a position where it seems like he's gonna die too.
Yeah, the safe thing is to do the most reckless thing. Because the point is not sometimes, because the point is not to optimize the character, it's to role play. And I like that. Honestly, that. I wish there were more role playing games that the point was to play a role, and it was, because I think too many games, even game or RPGs, I think are brilliant, like Disco Elysium. they let you split your character a little too much. Like you start having, which I mean, people have perspectives that should cause them constant. What is it when your brain don't work when it cognitive dissonance.
I was like,
I think most people should be experiencing cognitive dissonance just constantly. I think,
especially living in this society.
Exactly. But I think at times, like in games like the Bethesda games are particularly guilty of this, where you can have a character whose motivations are gibberish. Like a character that could not exist or should not exist. They make decisions that are totally random, and it's all just because you're just trying to collect more items. So the role playing, unless you choose to limit yourself intentionally, does not exist in those kinds of games. And this game, it's enforced, and I like that. I think more games should enforce your role playing choices.
Yeah, and this is very visual novel. This is very much like there is a right path to choose. You just got to kind of feel it out.
Yeah. So just a digital choose your own adventure, but with a lot less choices.
Is there a character you're most looking forward to getting into more for the other playthroughs?
Yeah, I remember the caster being really freaky. I don't know if that's this one or the next one. Haven't met Caster yet.
Yeah.
I remember Gilgamesh showing up at some point being an absolute menace.
Yep.
And I like what's crazy is like so much of my memory of what this is, what Fate Stay is like all the seasons I watched, maybe 3 or 4, are just completely blurred in my mind. I cannot tell you which ones from which season, except for now I know which heroes are definitely in season 1 or in Fate Stay Night. Like, that's all I can tell you. I remember other characters showing up that I'm pretty sure are not in this one. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing all of the servants I haven't seen yet. That's pretty much it.
I had another question for you. Oh yeah, what is your favorite part of the slice of life, if you have any? Is there a favorite thing you like witnessing for the slice of life stuff?
Mostly when it's done. That's the part I like the best. But if I had to pick, I would probably say I can't pick because I don't really.
Yeah, you don't have to pick.
I
was just.
Yeah, honestly, I'm trying to. I get it. I think it's like the tonal shift is too much for me. Mm-hmm. I really do. I have a hard time with. I have just weird, picky things about believability when I'm playing a game or watching a show. And like there are things that I will allow myself to suspend disbelief with, and there are other things I won't. And like the banality and mundanity that these characters can commit to in between these death-defying scenes doesn't feel real to me. Like I know people do engage in banality and mundanity and everyday stuff in between life-changing horrible shit that happens. I know that's normal. Just the way it happens in this story does not make any fucking sense to me. Like that how you can just like literally by walking into the dining room, everything's different. It does not gronk with my brain. It feels like I'm playing a completely different, or like it's a completely different story to me. It doesn't feel connected enough.
Does
that make sense? Does that make sense? Like, yeah.
Not only does that make sense, that makes complete sense to the point where I say keep that thought in your head.
Okay. Yeah, so
Because
maybe that's the
played
point.
with later. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
thing. A lot of the other routes kind of play with the expectations and what you think the story is supposed to be in a lot of fun ways.
Well, that's neat.
It doesn't change the fact that Shiro still is pretty insufferable.
Yeah,
I still fundamentally think that.
It's making a point about it, though.
Yeah, and I think sometimes the game does think Shiro is the coolest guy out there,
Sure.
but I like Shiro and the other routes better than the first one, 100% every time.
Okay.
And I also like Shiro better in the next game, in Hollow Ataraxia, which is so wild that I cannot wait to talk about it someday.
Well, it'll probably be many days, but
It'll probably be many days.
A long day from now, but we'll try and get there.
One of my favorite things about the remaster is the Tigra Dojo, where they say, hey, this is some fan perceptions. I also think sometimes it has some of the biggest crimes of Fate series in there. You'll probably experience those. But my favorite part was one character saying, I just like to skip all the boring slice of life stuff and go straight to the action scenes.
Me too, dude. Me too. I'm not going to lie. There are multiple points in this game where I'm just like I clicking as quickly as I can. Like I will scan and I will scroll backwards if I have to, if I get to the point where I'm totally lost. But like I do not need to hear just how much more you like the Western dishes that were cooked today than the Western dishes that she cooked 3 days ago. I really don't fucking care, bro.
What's your favorite fight scene then? How about that? That's a better question.
I don't know. It's still weird because now that I think about it, I'm like, why do I even like this stuff? Because the fight scenes don't. Like, what do I like? I like the strategizing portions better than I like the actual fights.
Oh yeah, where everyone's kind of coming together, saying, "How the fuck do we figure out this problem?"
Yeah,
I like Rin in those.
Yeah, I think that's why I like it, because that's where Rin's at her best. Actual battles, the first sword duel between Saber and Assassin's interesting on the staircase to the temple.
Yeah.
That was
Have you
pretty.
gotten
That was
Saber
pretty
and
interesting.
Ryder yet?
Yes, I just saw that big crazy fight with the Pegasus.
That one's one of my favorites.
I
think it's sick when she's jumping in the air.
I remember this being one of my obscure why is this a problems when I watched the anime too. I don't like wind swords. I don't know why. I just don't. I don't like a sword of wind. I think that's dumb. Maybe it's because there's no air signs in my entire natal chart. Maybe that's what it is.
So you don't like the fact that the sword's being obscured by wind. It's not made of wind. It's being hidden by wind.
It's shooting wind. It's a sword that shoots wind.
It doesn't shoot. Now it shoots a laser beam. It does shoot a laser beam,
so
but it doesn't shoot wind.
Not a big fan of swords that shoot. So
you're not a big fan of Saber's ultimate being a big blast.
Yeah. No. Not for me.
I love it when a sword just shoots.
I like the descriptions of moments in combat. I'll say that. I think this has good better moment-to-moment combat than most Warhammer novels, but that's not saying much.
This is why while reading Warhammer I just think of the Fate pulpy style of fighting, and I go, I like this so much better than Warhammer.
The whole time I was reading the combat scenes in Fate, I was thinking to myself, this is why Faden really struggles with the Warhammer combat, because the Warhammer combat's so much worse.
It's so much worse compared to this. And Fate's gorier in a way sometimes compared to Warhammer, where
sometimes, no, definitely. Fate, I think anime is often more grim-dark than Warhammer. And yeah, okay. But I am ready to be done talking about a book. I do that all day long anyway. So Max, I want to know what you played.
Well, I did play more Monster Hunter Wilds.
What?
Yeah.
What? No way.
I'm still enjoying it. But
doing the Simpsons mean, say it. Come on.
But more recently, I have been spending a lot more time into a different game.
What?
And it's kind of related to the fact that I finally upgraded my computer case after using the same one I've had since high school. And it turns out, if you invest in cooling, you can use your computer components to their maximum ability and not have overheating issues. So I decided to go back. The first game I was going to test, I was like, oh, you know what? test a demanding game that can use the full capabilities of ray tracing and everything. I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077 this month. Man, that game is pretty.
Now, is it pretty fun?
Yeah, I am. Okay, so the first time I played Cyberpunk, I was pretty bored. It was a pretty boring game to me. Wasn't that interested. Since then, they kind of did what they did with Witcher 3, where they rebalanced pretty much the entirety of the game so that the gameplay from like the first month it came out to now is completely different in the way you level your character and how you would build a character to do different things. Like doing the same thing, you would build your character differently now.
Was that like that for Witcher 3? I knew they made some changes, but was it that dramatic? Because I know for Cyberpunk, I just don't want to understand how dramatic Cyberpunk's reorganization was, because that was ground up.
Graphically, it changed quite a bit, like with the HUD and the UI of everything.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The system is set up. Yeah, because when Cyberpunk 2077 came out, Edge Runners hadn't been out yet.
So they made it to look like the anime?
They squished a lot of references from Edge Runners into the game, which I actually really appreciate. I really enjoyed
that anime. Was really good. Actually, I loved it. I think it was really good.
Yeah. I enjoyed my entire time with that anime, and it also got me to come back to play the game. So I was like, holy crap, what an amazing marketing plan to get people to reinvest in Cyberpunk. I still don't think it's like the greatest game in the world, but I think they've definitely balanced it for the better since the game first came out. But to answer your question, I remember Witcher being built in some way for the skill tree, and then it was like completely different when I came back and played through it a third time after like all the updates and all the DLC came out.
Okay. Okay.
But I wouldn't say it's like, and I maybe I'm a little hyperbolic. It wasn't like a huge change up, but I remember it being like, oh, I had a plan going into this of how I was going to build my character, and I have to replan that because I don't know any of these new skills or how they rebalance some of these skills. But anyways, Cyberpunk, the first time I played it, it wasn't very fun because I did a stealth handgun guy, and so I was crouched walking everywhere, and the game
with
was
a handgun.
So long. Yeah, I mean, it was effective. It was like one shot, headshot every single time from stealth, and it was silent, so you could just clear out. I was basically playing like a thief game or like a like a Dishonored type game, because I was just turning every single encounter into like if I stay stealth, I'm gonna get more rewards, and so I should plan to do that. And that was my entire playthrough through Cyberpunk, and it wasn't very fun. This time, I'm playing as a Corpo Reflex, which is a skill I invest into, katana guy, and I just run around and slice and dice people with a katana. And the way they made the skill tree, you can run really fast if you invest a lot of cybernetics and points into certain perks, where you can now sprint super fast. And so it has probably cut my game time by like 2/3.
Well, yeah, now you're not crouch walking.
Yeah. And the encounters are done like instantly, because I do a stupid amount of damage, and I am on top of every single person instantly. The main rebalancing was the cybernetics. They really changed the cybernetics quite a bit based from when the game first launched to after Edge Runners, because there's some direct references, as like the icon for a perk is David from the anime. And so then it's about like going cyber psycho or something that you get. Like you can just like keep putting in more cybernetics, like bypassing your limit of points you can allocate into it by like 50, but you reduce your max HP by every point you go over or something like that. So it's kind of like a fun thematically way they kind of tied in cyber psychosis and like screwing you over, but look at all these great enhancements you have now. But story is still actually no, I've been enjoying more aspects of the story missions, as in like how they've connected the gameplay and the dialogue together.
Max, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So, have you tried the different origins of the characters? Do you have a favorite one? Because I picked up this game at one point, tried playing as the Corpo. Well, more that it's in my Steam family library, and I just tried playing it on the Steam Deck and went, oh no, this is not working that well. I will try this later on my PC, and then haven't restarted at all. Yeah, but it seemed interesting. It seems like a perfect mid-Christmas sort of game, where you have a lot of time to just play a game that's about like getting XP, getting stats, mowing down enemies, collecting things, running around, having a good time. Is that?
Yeah, I would slot this in the same category of the same time. Yeah, I agree, because I was like, how would you classify like a December game? But then I took 1 second and thought about games that I play in December. It's like, it's usually like an RPG, whether it's like, oh, I'm going to start Mass Effect, I'm going to start KOTOR, I'm going to start Dragon Age Origins, or what, not a lot of BioWare games.
Coming soon.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think it fits pretty well into that category as well, into like that December kind of
mid-Christmas, a game that's mid but is great to play over Christmas.
True, actually. But no, this time though, I'm rating the game higher than I did originally, in whatever numerical way I'd grade things in my brain. I don't have one, but it's better than the first time I played it. I think the aspect that it's a lot more fun to play this game with really loud music and running around with a katana and just slicing and dicing and going through the content and acting kind of like an asshole. I always have a hard time doing that in games, but man, it's really fun in Cyberpunk just to be a big meanie sometimes. And be like, he's like, well, I don't like you, and now we're fighting.
yeah, you had a really hard time doing that for Mass Effect last month.
Yeah, no, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna kill Rex this time, because I've never done that before. Because like, what a stupid idiot would do that. I didn't do it.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't want to.
I can be a jerk, but I can't commit genocide or kill innocent people. Like I have a really hard time doing those things.
Yeah, that was I think the main thing with Mass Effect. It's like everything you're saying is just like a genocidal maniac. It's like, how could I don't want to roleplay this. This is not a fun thing to like even roleplay. Is like, well, I want to see what the other side has to say. Like, no, it's pretty bad. And so it was way more fun to play Mass Effect as like a character like, man, I've got too much power. I got to be really careful with what I'm doing. And no, maybe there should be like civilians that are in charge of like what I can and can't do and stuff like that. But
but for Cyberpunk, you're ready to be a villain.
Cyberpunk, everybody's a gangster and everybody's a criminal, and we're just all here in GTA City. And so,
welcome to GTA City.
Yeah,
the world we live in today, I would not be surprised if we end up within the next 10 years with like a project that some tech bro creates that's just GTA City. No laws, GTA City. Sorry. Continue talking about your game.
No, yeah. But every time I played Cyberpunk, it just feels like a playground more than anything. It doesn't do a very good job of making it seem very believable, but it's like a fun playground where I don't know. You can just play gangster. I never played GTA or any of the. I've never played any of the GTA games.
That's
ever.
right. You've never played a Rockstar game.
Single GTA
No.
game?
Yeah.
I've played Red Dead Redemption 1. That was my.
No, that's not a GTA game.
It's pretty close.
I'm saying it's my Rockstar in terms of like games.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. I would agree, but I wouldn't categorize them as like, oh, it's like a GTA game. It's slightly different.
Yeah.
But
There's cars in GTA, Grand Theft Auto.
I mean, partially because like we weren't allowed to play GTA.
Yeah. A horse is a kind of car.
A horse is a kind of car. You know what, Uncle? So true.
And so I just remember being like, yeah, GTA is stupid. Well, it's because I can't play it. So
I used to
Yes, sell it to
I
yourself.
had the same self-delusion. Yeah.
Yep.
Only
And so,
psychos
like,
play that game. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the big thing. Was like,
Yeah.
like, there's no way I could be able to convince my parents because like this is the criminal game,
Yeah.
where you just be a criminal. And
The
how
point
how
is to be bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
Gosh.
could talk. You could talk him into. You could talk him into like
Halo, because I'm killing bad guys.
Yeah, I'm killing bad guys. It's the blood's purple. Look, I can tell it's not a person. Yeah,
Look,
it's
they
actually-
have Muslim
yeah.
coding, and we're during the war of Iraq. Of course, they're the bad guys.
I remember when I was playing Halo, when I was planning to buy Halo Reach, I had to go to court in the Court of High Council with the parents to be like, look, this is me saving the world. It feels really cool. I can't even. I lied. I said you can't even attack the Marines or anybody else. You can, but like, why would you do that?
Because it's fun.
I believe I told my mother when I first purchased Halo that you could turn the blood settings off. And I convinced the GameStop employee with a desperate, fearful look to agree with me.
Wink, wink, wink.
Yeah, it was pretty. That was a good moment, actually. Oh yeah, you could totally turn the side. You could turn the blood off. You could turn the swearing off. That's what the GameStop guy said. Yeah,
my dad forced me to play Halo and called me a baby because it scared me.
wow. Is that a true story, Faden?
This is a true fucking story.
That is wild.
Yes.
That's wild.
Was it
Yes,
Halo 1?
it's the exact opposite. Yeah, Halo 1.
It's pretty scary.
It's pretty scary. Well, first-person games scared me. I've said this before on the podcast. I was a big baby as a kid, and we're gonna scare the shit out of me this year.
You being a baby wasn't what's wild to me. Your dad making you play Halo is what's wild to me.
Well, it would make me stop playing the gay-ass Nintendo games. Is kind of his line of thinking.
Yeah, no, that is such a weird, crazy. I can't imagine the situation of growing up and you play that video game right now. It's just so the opposite.
He didn't even like games that much. He just wanted a big, serious, manly game to play with his kid.
I agree, though. I mean, it wasn't until recently. I mean, it's really cool that we're doing it this year, but it wasn't until recently that I started playing horror games that it was like, it didn't seem very enjoyable to me at all until I forced myself just like exposure to a lot of them and be like, there's got to be a reason why people want to play these, because it can't just be for fear. A large part of it is just for the fear.
Yeah.
You can get addicted to that like anxiety high, I guess you get off of like horror games. But also there's some pretty enjoyable games out there that are just slightly spooky that I had never thought to go play because I'm like, why would I want to be scared? I want to have fun.
Right.
But yeah, I played Cyberpunk. It's the game's whatever. It's fun to run around and play like a crazy ninja, corpo ninja that's just slicing and dicing and not really having a moral compass, just saying whatever he wants at different points of the day. He really has just gone cyber psycho. I'm just a psychotic guy in the world that will sometimes be nice for a long time, and I'm like, well, I need money right now, so I'm just gonna kill these people for their money.
That's what Matt Christman calls Zen fascism. Yeah, because you're like, you know what? Everything is fucked. We are all evil, but what are you gonna do about it? You just gotta live with it. Yeah,
Everyone's doing it.
Yeah, everybody's doing it. You're not gonna ever stop it, so you might as well have fun. Just shut up and eat your fucking cheeseburger. Yeah.
Sometimes the cheeseburger is good.
So how many cheeseburgers would you give Cyberpunk 2077?
Out of how many cheeseburgers are allotted?
You tell me.
This is America.
This is America, so like 20, I guess. I don't know.
I would give it 36 cheeseburgers.
Out of.
Damn, you just told me it wasn't
Yeah.
anything, and so I assumed
Don't put
it's
don't
36.
put limits on Max. Yeah. Don't tell him how many cheeseburgers there can be. Don't make him tell you how many cheeseburgers there can be. This is a free country.
All right, fine. You know what? Fair.
There's 36. That's all you need to know.
Cyberpunk 2077, 36 cheeseburgers.
Perfect.
On the American scale.
Gonna give this one 10 bags of popcorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
One garbage bag of popcorn.
All right, Faden, what did you play?
I mean,
Come on, say it.
yeah, for real. So in the quest of playing generally older games, I decided let's take a break and let's play a brand new game. Came out this month. I played Pathologic 3, of course. Of course I did.
Of course.
Not only played
just
it,
sitting right there.
but beat it.
Multiple times, right?
How many times?
No, I just started a second playthrough.
I am disappointed. You know what? I think we should stop talking about it until you've finished it 3 times.
Until the game's flat.
No, I kid.
How to describe this one? So, okay, for those who don't know, Pathologic 3 is a game where you play as a doctor. In this case, you are playing as a man named Daniel Dankowski, where he comes from the capital of this country to this small town, and he has to combat a plague that is ravaging it. And the town's weird. He's searching for the secret to immortality. If he doesn't find the secret to immortality, they will shut down his precious institute, Thanatica, which studies the concept of, beating death. Good so far.
Yeah.
It is, we talked about, okay. So anyone who's listened to the podcast, I've talked about Pathologic 1. We had an episode on 2. And this is probably, if not my favorite game series, definitely one of them. And 3 is a change to the formula in dramatic ways.
Uh-oh.
What used to be a game about like managing your thirst, your hunger, your health meters, more survival horror style game. This one is more of an adventure game where you kind of just got to worry about your mania and apathy and health and your time as you... It's so hard to talk about this game because you don't experience time linearly. You experience it in the most insane way possible, which is jumping back and forth to different days of this town's survival, making decisions that affect the future. Sometimes they affect the past somehow, which, okay. And you have to untangle this massive web of the most annoying and asshole-ish people you can think of. The best way to kind of describe this, the movie Schenectady, New York feels like a very big inspiration this time around because there's a lot of theater scenes that take place outside the house you're staying at. Like, you're staying at this little, guest house in this city, and they have a stage outside that house at the end of every day where a little pantomime theater is played, but inside... Like, outside that stage, outside that house, you're inside an even larger stage with its own, roof and ceiling and everything. And it just, shots like that made me really think of Schenectady, New York at, the very end where he is managing worlds, essentially, as a theater director. What a great movie.
It really is a great movie. I need to watch that again.
Also, it reminds me of 9, which is a really bad movie. Fergie tells you how to be Italian. It's a time. With the resources thing,
for me that was probably, I mean, everything about the game was infuriating. You and I have gone over this 100 times outside the podcast, but I think for me the single most infuriating thing. Well, I don't want to put that qualifier on it. One of the most annoying things for me was resource management. The fact that you had to plan for days ahead when you have no idea what those days ahead necessarily have unless you played the game, unless you played the game. And you need to manage your food, which is perilously unclear what food items do what to you until you've used them several times. And then maybe you pick up on the pattern if you're lucky. You have to manage your water. You have to manage your inventory, which is a huge pain in the ass. And you have to find ways to keep yourself alive while you essentially unravel a puzzle of a story and try to cure people, and you have to manage items that help you cure those people. And that really was, I think, why I didn't finish the game, was how infuriating that portion of the game was. And you're saying now that basically all of that is gone?
Yeah, Danielle doesn't have to worry about food. Doesn't have to worry about water. Doesn't have to worry about money. Money's not a thing in this one.
Wow. Okay. Because that's the other thing about Pathologic 2, at least. I don't know about Pathologic 1, but the inflation rate, everything costs literally twice as much each subsequent day.
Well, it actually has a story of inflation. It's a little bit more complicated and winding than that, but basically, yes. Yes, it does. Okay. That's not anything you have to worry about in this one at all.
Wow.
At all.
So what new annoyances do they add? Yeah.
Yeah. So what they added in this case is mania and apathy. If you're too manic, your heart starts beating a lot and you start draining health. You can also get health potions in the game, as opposed to where in Pathologic 2 and 1, when you applied a bandage, it gave you basically nothing. You get these health potions that heal you 50% of your health, of your max health.
Oh my god, that would change a lot.
And the best part about being manic is you run really fast. So you can just avoid combat zones by just sprinting through them.
That would be the other competitor for most annoying thing about the game for me, was the fucking combat. Yikes.
Yeah. And when a looter sees that you have a gun and you just hold out the gun, they put up their hands and say something in Russian. Right now, the looters are broken, so they only speak in Russian for some reason. And it's very funny. It actually makes it easier to tell when you're about to be fucked up by someone.
That's nice.
Now, granted, it's also easier to tell because you don't travel in this game like you used to in the other ones. The town is not an interconnected place. It is a series of different zones and districts that you fast travel to.
Oh, how do you feel about that? Because traveling was like your favoriteest thing ever.
It's the part I love the most. It was the hardest pill to swallow in this game. I think it's an absolutely brilliant decision on their part.
Wow.
I think you need to do it for
high
this
praise.
one.
Wow.
So what happens in this too with the district thing is the narrative is really, really important in this one. It is in all of them, but this is the most dramatic Pathologic has ever been, both in terms of figuratively and literally. It is dealing with the metaphysical stuff way more, especially things with the polyhedron and what Simon Kane was doing. This man trying to achieve immortality by like fracturing who he is in different ways and in different aspects of the town. And there's this whole new subplot about, hey, there's this street that this one woman invented that it essentially collapses all possible realities that you have into the worst one for yourself.
Oh.
Definitely may have ruined a part of my ending because of that street and going down it, even though I was warned not to.
Wow. So, like, the best way to play that section is to not ever touch that thing?
Well, not to
That street?
follow the bells. So if you hear bell ringing at doors on this street, do not follow them.
Gotcha.
It is. So this game is, people call it a horror game. I think it's a little eerie and freaky, but I never find it scary like I do horror games. And maybe this is just a me thing, but I just don't think theater people are scary. And the theater people are at the forefront of this game. One of the first conversations you can have in this game is, I know I'm an actor. I know I'm a player playing this game. Let me do a pantomime of what you desire, and kind of like push it and challenge and change it in a way. Though this leads to you accidentally calling an actor really ugly, and they don't have their faces hidden behind a mask, one of the tragedian masks, like these like iconic white mask and black unitard peoples. You can make them cry, and then the director yells at you like, "Why are you being so fucking mean?" And you could be like, "I thought we were blurring the line between reality and the stage."
Wow.
And it's a game that I'm like, mechanically, it might be easier than all the other ones, but I have no clue how rewarding this is to play if you haven't played the first two, or at least two.
Yeah. Is it very referential?
It's so referential, it's in the goddamn weeds making obscure references.
Yikes.
But I think that kind of works in a way because it just sounds like a silly thing they're saying. But when my character can say, how convenient would it be if I was just a doll being controlled by children in a sandbox? And it just sounds like a stupid, silly thing you can say, but, oh, wait, that's, if you played Pathologic 1, that's the big reveal at the end of that game, is you're being controlled by children playing dolls. So it's just strange. It's such a strange little thing. And I think with the some of the mechanic stuff, like, it's weird when you don't have to worry about the plague infecting you. It just makes you more sad than anything and can make you kill yourself.
Wow.
Except for the part where you're chased by a stone woman, or stone and clay, like, dust golem woman who wants to try to kill you. That part's great. And you have to like throw matches to distract her or to trap her. And that can be tricky. Yeah, throw matches into a bonfire. Just throw matches. Sorry, I didn't need to finish that thought. Throw matches into a bonfire in order to lure her away, not just throw matches on the ground.
Gotcha.
But the resources, while it may be easier, there's something I noticed. If you're not careful about your management of resources, you feel... I think Grace from the AV Club described it the best. That's been stuck with me. It feels like someone has their hand on your throat and they're slowly crushing it. Is kind of how resource management feels in this, where you feel like you're breathing, and every time you go back in time, which is a thing you can do in this game, you can go back in time and try to do the events of the day better. The items you have at the end of the day are the items that are stored in the clocks when you go back. However, if you picked up items from the boxes that are all throughout town and they're just all empty because you cleared it out right away, you won't have anything to go back to unless you get into the trading and crafting system, which is doable. I think this is very easily gameable, more than the other ones, but you can easily find yourself in a situation where you're running out of resources. Especially one of them being is time, and not time in a sense of time just goes on as you go about in the day, though that can run out easily too, especially now that conversations have a specific minutes amount. So every time you do a conversation, it increases the time in the day.
So I feel like you're lying to me, because you absolutely do have resource management. You've just told us that there is resource management.
Right. It's just not survival based. It's more narrative resource based.
Okay.
Sorry.
So,
I didn't mean like absolutely none. It's just different in a weird way.
So it's just resource. It's just less personal.
It's less personal, and it's less. It stops you from doing things less.
Okay.
You also like can go throughout town and break mirrors to collect liquid time called amalgam. And that lets you rewind the clock. And there's a ton of those. There's a ton of mirrors everywhere, but you will run out of them eventually. Once you break a mirror on a certain day in a certain place, you can't break that mirror again. But there is a lot of narrative scenarios if you complete plot lines that will let you replenish your time or heal your time. If you can find people in the plague districts and euthanize them, and that will give you more time. But if you accidentally give them a painful death, it will shatter one of your wheels for your amalgam, and it will limit how much maximum amalgam you can carry.
This sounds like exactly as complicated as the previous games.
Yeah, I'm
they
not
just
saying
moved
it's
it.
simpler.
Yeah.
But I think things of it has a different idea of combat, which I think is much more forgiving. Healing is much easier and just better to do in this game. And the mania going really fast. Like, you go ridiculously fast. I am like flying, like Morrowind levels of flying through an area with being super manic. Or Dread Delusion levels of running fast.
Gotcha.
It feels like that comparatively, because Pathologic is about how slow your guy walks a lot of times.
Yeah.
That is a big chunk of those games. But when you get to go really fast, you feel like Sonic now in a world of just little guys. However, depression makes you slower. So you don't want to be too depressed.
I'll say this, it sounds like this game would still utterly infuriate me.
Probably.
But the infuriation is better managed, because like I think a lot of what bothered me about Pathologic 2 was how pointless a lot of the suffering felt. Like, it didn't feel like I was learning anything or getting a cool message from the suffering that game caused me. It just hurt. Like, it was just annoying.
And maybe I think the resource management in this is way more thematic too of who this man is. You're playing as a guy who constantly is running out of time and extending it through reckless decisions.
Which,
but
I mean,
the beginning of the plot is, hey, his place is about to be shut down. People are literally knocking and like aggressively knocking to break down his door to shut down his project to stop death, and you just pick up suitcases and run away.
Wow.
Literally fleeing and basically going, if they don't serve me the paper that says I'm canceled, I'm not canceled. They can't tell me my project's closed down if they don't tell me my project's closed down. The opening bit, you do get into a protracted argument with children to get your microscopes back.
There's always gotta be kids.
The kids are great in this one, as always. You're told by a townsperson, if you try to hurt the kids, the townspeople won't protect you because the kids will kill you.
Wow.
Just straight up saying, no, these kids will fuck you up. I mean, there's a whole plot line where you have to figure out, hey, why did this soldier get shot? What was that about? And you learn that the kids shot him and threw him off the tower?
Hell yeah.
It's great. I love the kids in this one. I also love all the characters. They move around a lot more. In the other games, they're usually in their one spot, or sometimes if it's a special quest, they'll be somewhere else. But this one, they're moving constantly, and based on the choices you do, they will be in different places at different times. And it feels like the best thing I could describe this as is it's like interactive theater, but done via a pageant mystery cycle play, where back in the day they would have these pageants, these plays put on about Jesus Christ and whatnot, or the Bible, stories from the Bible, and the entire town, different guilds would make their own floats or their own wagons, and they would drag these wagons to different spots in the city. So people would just sit in these one spots as plays were brought to them. But this is kind of a flip side where you're constantly going to these mini plays, these mini scenes that you see in these various parts of the town, and you're just getting rewarded constantly with narrative. And the dialogue options in this one feel very much like you have to know how to talk to certain people in certain ways in order to continue conversations. It is not as easy to get information out from people as in the other games. You really got to be careful what you say, because the Bachelor is a outsider. They are someone who nobody knows. They are a stranger, and everyone thinks he's a dick. Maybe it doesn't help him constantly quoting Latin at them.
Yeah, that seemed to be something they were emphasizing in the trailer, that you can fail dialogue a lot more easily in this game.
Mm-hmm. You really have to understand the people you're talking to. And with the ability to go back in time, you can also try more. My favorite bit, though, is there's one point where you can say, people think I'm being a jerk when I quote Latin at them, but this is just, it brings me comfort because Latin is the knowledge of my language. Or is the language of my knowledge. Got that flipped. And, the Bachelor says Latin because it's actually a safety cushion for him to feel better. And that made me go, fuck. This game, recontextualizing this bastard saying Latin all the time. He's just a scared little gay boy.
How would you rank Pathologic 3 out of all three of the games?
Oh, I've been thinking about this a lot. I think my current ranking, it's hard. It's either Pathologic 1, and then 3, and then 2.
That's interesting. Here's another question. Should these games be ranked?
Oh, you can rank anything. I'm a proponent of ranking things. I love ranking things.
Okay.
But I get what you mean, and it's just really tough to rank them.
Because they are so, they each game references the previous games, but you don't have to have played them to know them, and they are all similar formulas but very different versions of the formula, and they're all kind of the same story but different versions of a similar story.
It almost feels like we're watching different GMs interpret the same adventure rulebook.
Yeah.
Is kind of the vibe of Pathologic now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the best parts in this one that's not in the other ones, at some points during conversations, the camera will flip over, and now you're looking at the Bachelor, and now you're role-playing as the people the Bachelor was talking to.
That's wacky.
It's great, especially it does this very early. There's a framing narrative to this where after the whole entire situation in the town is done, the Bachelor is being interrogated by a government inspector. And they're you get to switch at one point and start interrogating the Bachelor. And it's so fucking cool. It's so fucking cool to kind of flip it around and start being the asshole asking the questions.
That is a very interesting framing move.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see that in more games, I think.
I think it's brilliant to give you control of the opposing force in a conversation. Or in another instance, you play as the Bachelor's assistant at the hospital as the Bachelor gives you instructions on how to make a diagnosis on people. Because a big part of this game that I haven't even mentioned is this new system where you have to look at people's symptoms, engage in conversations with them, and determine what disease they have outside of the sand pest, which is the plague that ravages the town. Because these people are living longer due to the fact they already have another illness inside of them. And your goal every day is to create a new vaccine that day to keep the contagion down. And you're constantly doing this numbers battle of keeping the contagion down while also keeping unrest down and making policy decisions about the town. One of my favorites is stopping the clocks.
No more clocks.
Yep, you all the patrolmen in town put the infinity symbol on all the clocks in town. Some people stand on one leg, and you're like, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "Time stopped, and I was in this position when time stopped, so I got to hold it." And they're just on one leg trying to keep balance.
That's very silly.
It's very silly. This is I've always said these games are funny. Uncle, I know you don't think they're that funny. This is the funniest one out of all of them. Localization's pretty damn good. I love the shirtless horror spec scene that the Bachelor gets, where I keep making the joke of the Bachelor and Artemy being very gay. And this game seems to just take that and run with it all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Especially when Artemy says, "Hey, Danielle, I need you to come to this place at night, please." And you enter the door, turn around the corner, and he's just standing there bloody and shirtless.
Oh.
And that's gay?
Look, it's the midnight rendezvous of it all, you know?
Okay.
It's the midnight rendezvous and him telling you need to trust me. Also, it's also very straight, too. It's very bi. You know? You get a side of a character that barely is in the other two games, too. Ava, like, brilliant retrospective on her. This is the other thing. I'm like, I don't know how you play these games without knowing the other things, because Ava's story really works if you know how it turns out in the other games, which is she just dies by jumping off the cathedral and killing herself. And there's nothing you can do to prevent it in either game.
How much does the previous games impact the third game? And like with all the rest of them, 1 and 2, and like all of them, are they related at all? Are there like reoccurring characters?
Yep, they're always the same characters. Sometimes they add more on the new games, but it's always the exact same cast of characters, just kind of in a different context. But it's always the same story of the sand pest ravages the town, and in 12 days, the fate of the town is decided. Pathologic play as all three main playable characters. 2, it's just the horror spec. 3 is just the Bachelor, and 4th is presumably going to be the faith healer, the changeling, Clara. My favorite character, personally. Who's also great in this. She's wonderful. She hates the Bachelor so much. It's beautiful.
What was your favorite part?
You get to meet a character who has been teased so much through these games. And it is such a strange and wonderfully impossible scenario you find yourself in as a player and a character in that moment. And it lets you role play the Bachelor in a way that, man, it's so hard to say it because I don't want to spoil this, because I think I unlocked an ending that is really hard to get from my understanding. But, you know what? I can say it. It is beating the Inquisitor at her own game. It is the coolest fucking moment in this game, because Inquisitors are these people who come to, who are a force of such nature and law and societal power that they resolve situations and they can never be beaten. Even in the other games, yeah, sure, they're kind of beaten, sure, but not really. It was kind of all within the realm of what they wanted to do, but you can throw one off guard in this game, and it is beautiful.
I'm glad you can enjoy these games. I think part of my frustration with them is that by most rights, I should love these games.
I know.
I just cannot. Like, it's almost baffling, and I truly cannot find one thing about them that I like, and that is what's most baffling to me, is that there's nothing I like about it.
I know. So many characters are uncle coded.
I know. It really... And I tried Pathologic 2 like 3 times, and every time I approach it, I hate everything about it. Like, everything about it. And so it just doesn't make sense. Like, it's like your favorite dessert is on display, and it looks exactly the way it's supposed to look, and it smells exactly the way it's supposed to smell, and you take a bite and there's something wrong with it and you just can't fucking tell. And then you keep taking a bite and it's still wrong and you can't figure it out. That's me in Pathologic. It looks right and it tastes so wrong. But I have a fucked up palate, so yeah, we've run out of metaphor.
Yeah, no, that's my Pathologic 3 experience. I could elucidate forever. Can't wait to play that one. Also, last thing, this game was super buggy too. I had a lot of bugs in this because the way the story, you will look at the mind map that you get, which is how you can keep track of everything that's connected, what is connected from this day to that.
That is the one thing I like about Pathologic is there it is. It's the mind map. That's a great. It's not exclusive to Pathologic, but it is a relatively unique feature. I think is pretty good. Now tell me why it fucked up your game.
Well, it's not that it fucked up my game. It's just things change so much and so rapidly, going back to the past and going back to the future, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that some characters were just at places they shouldn't be, or I would talk to one character and they were actually like activating the dialogue from a different line they were saying in the previous like alternate universe that I had.
Oh.
Yeah, just stuff like that. So weird stuff like that. It never broke it in a way where I couldn't continue. Like, that never happened at all. But it was really funny how some characters would just... they were talking, but they weren't even in the scene, so the camera would just zoom to a random spot or something. And there'd just be no one there as someone's talking. It's like, wait, why is Commander Block talking right now? He's not here. He's not supposed to be a part of this.
That's weird.
It's weird. Weird.
The game did just come out, though.
It just came out. It doesn't even have subtitles yet. It like came out hot and fast.
Wow.
But it also is just extremely complex. It's so complex in a way I've never seen a game try. I've seen games try to do this. I've never seen it do it this well. I've never seen like causality narrative loops done this well. And that was it, with it being buggy and it's being fixed every day. Like some of the patch fixes are so funny because it's like, yeah, vital character is now here. And then I go, oh, that's what I was missing. Like one character, I couldn't find her morphine to like prevent her from dying. And then they added a patch like, hey, we highlighted the morphine now. You can find it.
Wow.
So that's Pathologic 3. Shout outs to Daniel Dankowski, my disaster bisexual.
Shout outs to that guy.
Should we talk about the game we played this month? Horses.
Who's gonna pitch it?
Max volunteers. All right.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how you'd pitch it, Max.
Me too. Let's find out.
Let's find out. So here at Club Flashpoint, we like to do an elevator pitch, where in 30 seconds, one of us has to describe or pitch the game that we're about to talk about. Max, are you ready?
Yes.
On your mark, get set, pitch.
Hello, sir. I think there's a market that we have not been cornering this entire time. Horse girls have to like a video game, right? And so what if we call it Horses, and we involve these creatures that we call horses? They have like a horse-shaped like head. You're going to do tasks on your farm where you're going to be picking up hay to feed the horses. Don't forget about little Fido. Water the flowers, water the plants.
Time.
And then
That's basically
I
it.
think
I'm
there's
sold,
profit there.
But
That's it.
I have one a slight adjustment. Can
okay,
it all
well,
be a metaphor
could-
for fascism and sex, please?
Yeah, we could sneak that in.
Sneak that in.
I mean, I wouldn't even say it's a metaphor. It's just kind of the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we played Horses. Came out December 2nd, 2025. A very recent game by
Fresh.
Santa.
Oh, wow, really?
I always forget. I'm bad at pronouncing this. Santa Ragione. Santa Ragione. Santa Ragione. And filmmaker Andrea Luca Bortera. It's kind of a collaboration. Apparently, the filmmaker Andrea, they were like trying to pitch this, and Santa Ragione was like, "Yeah, we'll do it."
Oh, nice.
And now we have Horses, the most controversial video game of 2025.
That's probably the worst part about this game is
Yeah,
that it's that it's that controversial, and that I think it, from my experience, I was expecting a very different game because of how controversial this is. It's too hard. It's too hardcore for Steam and the other thing that usually has games.
Whoever reviews this has never been on Steam or played a single itch.io horror game that someone throws up.
There are fucking crazier hentai games on Steam than this, I think.
Oh
probably.
yeah, Steam's on
Like
that. Yeah.
I don't have those games, but I've seen them advertised to me, and
they're everywhere. It's like every top option for you in the store is
on Steam.
Those games now.
Yeah. There's crazier. You can find all kinds of crazier games on the internet than this game for sure.
Yeah, and we got a question about the controversy of it all, that maybe we can get into that exactly.
Sure.
When that in the question segment.
Yeah.
But yeah, what is our general thoughts about Horses, Uncle? Tell me about your overall
I was the
thoughts.
first. I was the first to beat it of the three of us, I think. You know what? I tried to take notes while playing this game, and I gave up. And so I will just read to you the poem I wrote after I finished playing this game, and I think that will summarize how I feel about it. If you will forgive this, my friends.
No, hit us with a poem.
I hope this makes sense. Primo, Vento, Agro, Poldo, Gramo, Galapalme, Fritz, Aquilante, Bozzolo, Otto. Silent film as a game, more of a visual novel. The footage is real. Dreams are real. Munch, munch, munch. The throat gulping. The breathing eunuch in the field. More carrots or bigger sticks. The fly buzzing in your ear. Your tasks are mostly mundane. The chore is pixel hunting. The horror is you. Just doing your job. The horror is you accepting a reward. The horror is you and everyone else who's in on it. That's kind of how I feel about this game.
Yeah.
It was an experience. It was things happening that I reacted to. I think the lingering questions in my mind that I'll share when we get to the questions segment are what I think most about when I think about this game. What does this game say about you as a player when you play it? Where it's an exploration of where dark things come from. Where do the insane things that seem inexplicable and horrible about people, where do those behaviors come from? I think that's what this game is largely about, and to some degree how a person can be indoctrinated and groomed to becoming horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. How fear can turn a person into a monster. That was my impression of this game.
Max, how about you?
Yeah, I figured that's what it was trying to like show you, where it's just like scaring you and telling you to do certain tasks, and what you potentially end up doing is quite monstrous, and are forced to do it throughout all the time is be quite monstrous. But like that's I assume that was just the point of it, was trying to tell you it's like how easy was it you to do like these steps or things. But I'm like, even then, every time I tried to reject and tried to say, "What? No, I'm just a 12-year-old boy. I don't know anything about this."
Well, you're a 20-year-old boy. But
is that what?
Yes.
You're like the age. Your character looks so young.
Yeah, I mean, you are young. You're definitely
cusp of young man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The kid looked younger than me, so I assumed his teens, and even though I'm pretty sure it does tell you how old he is.
I think he's 20. That's my memory, but
I remember seeing the synopsis about it. Yeah, it's like 20 or 21 or something. But I'm like, but your character does not look that age to me. So
no, you definitely look like a young boy. Yeah,
yeah. And so, but even besides that, I'm like, this is already a shitty situation. How can I make this better for everybody? And so I tried to pick all the options where it's like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I was wondering how each of you would approach this game. Like, would you play to see or role play? Because I think I fucked up and did a little bit of both. And I should have. I wish I had stuck to one or the other. But it sounds like you tried to role play.
Yeah, I was myself in terms of like, man, these poor people, I need to help them in any way I can. And so, like, anytime there was an option where to take advantage of anything, I was like, you poor people, no, let's get you out of here.
So now that we've started touching on it, Max, do you want to briefly explain what is the horrible thing about this? Because I don't think we've even talked about what is horses.
Can I?
Or should we give or general impression?
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's
we'll
okay.
get to it very soon.
I just kind of want to say my thing, and then let's dive deep into it. This was a game that when I finished it, I went, I didn't like that very much.
Yeah. I think that was my first impression. Yeah.
The more I sat with it, the more I went, hey, you know what? I like that game all right. I don't think it's, it didn't blow me away, but it definitely had some moments that really stuck out to me, and I overall like what it's doing, and I think it's a fascinating game and worthwhile to play, like, just straight up. But it doesn't hit for me entirely.
Yeah. That's almost exactly my overall opinion, I'd say.
Right,
yeah.
and then I did another thing last week, though, that kind of distanced me a little bit more from this game. So I think you both have been bringing up a very excellent point, that this is a game that, like, tells you how these things could happen, how one could put themselves or find themselves in this situation and start complying,
Yeah.
And I watched a movie that's not about how it could happen, but what does fascism allow and what is permissible under fascism? And it kind of skewed my view a bit on this game, especially since it is, well, I think, pretty inspired by it, and the movie being Sallow, or 120 Days of Sodom.
Yeah, one of the most famously grotesque movies, like a very controversial movie. Do you want to briefly talk about what that movie is for those who don't know?
It is about basically these teenagers get abducted by these powerful people in fascist Italy to be brutally physically and sexually tortured. And a big chunk of that movie is also about how the people who are oppressed under fascism will also comply with it, and how different people react to it. Do some people resist, or do some people start ratting out others as soon as their safety's at risk? And it is a movie I don't recommend to anyone except for Uncle. Maybe,
Yeah, that's
maybe Max, but even then, Max, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
I've seen
almost
some
threw
pretty
up.
crazy movies, but
I almost
it sounds
threw
like
up.
not a good time.
I literally almost threw up. Like, I've never had that during a movie as an adult.
yeah.
Damn, that's brutal.
Yeah.
I think there's only maybe one movie that's like more controversial, and that's the Slavic film. Or is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a movie. It's basically just a snuff film. But yeah,
Yeah. This is Salo is very much about sexual degradation and a lot of themes of horses. Yeah, like what are the horses?
What kind of horses are we helping with?
Yeah. What kind of horses are we helping with here? Just normal horses, I would say.
I mean,
every horse I've ever ridden was a horse like this.
So to end this bit, shoot it in the head. The horses are people. The horses are people.
The horses are people.
Horse masks that are then collared onto them with like a metal shackle collar.
Yeah, permanently padlocked to their heads.
After being injected.
As you learn later, yes.
Yeah. So full spoilers for horses. It's a short game.
Yeah.
Even if you know these things, I think it's still worth experiencing. I mean, obviously, full spoilers. This is what we do here at Club Flashpoint. If you're new here, yeah, we talk about it. We play a game, we talk about it. It says it on the tin. Fucking the horse piss, cum, and like blood being injected into the people, and then they start neighing. I was just like, ugh. But I was only like, ugh, because this game has effective use of FMVs.
Yes, the
FMVs
footage
are fun.
Yes, that's probably my favorite part about this game.
One of my favorite bits.
Yeah,
I
think the
seeing
first
the horse
one.
Come.
Yeah, that's
So yucky.
I think one of the first bits is one of the most effective, and it's when you first see the horses, and immediately cuts to just a video, an FMV of human feet in the mud, and then a trickle of piss. Coming down and like right onto the feet.
Very
and
good.
That is very effective. Yes. My poem bit, the throat gulping, the fly buzzing. Those are FMV moments.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of good real tactile sounds there. You can feel them.
Well, and the game acts as if it's a silent movie too, though. So there's barely any sound until these moments hit.
Yes, which until I picked up on, this is a silent movie. Okay, duh. It really frustrated me. I was like, okay, I need more sound than this. Like, I need something. It felt empty. And I do think some of the segments where you do more walking around, it really does feel pretty empty.
Yes.
When you're in first person. Like, this is a pretty hollow experience at times. I don't think it handles time very well. But those moments do hit pretty hard when it gets weirder and artsier. I think the dreams you experience each night are particularly good.
I love it when it's
yeah.
more surreal.
Surreal. Thank you. Yes.
The surreal bits really hit me. I don't know. So there's like one part where you're told, if the horses are fucking, don't report them to me. So I know who's fucking. And this part never really hit for me, honestly, because I just didn't think it was that interesting.
That the whichever one you say was fucking, if you say they're fucking, that one gets castrated.
Castrated or well, the fallout is, It's the act of like the visual act of the horses fucking wasn't that interesting to me. You know what I mean?
That's I was like, what about it was okay. I agree. I think they could have been so much more graphic, so much weirder with so many things, so many of the sexual elements, honestly.
Yeah. It's also
like I think that's when I was saying earlier that
blurred like genitalia.
Yes, that specifically. I thought for sure I had a setting turned on. I thought I downloaded the wrong version of the game or something. I was like, why? If this game is so fucking controversial and you can't even see the genitalia, what? That's like,
what are we doing here?
Okay, what are we doing here? Like, everything's blurred. It's I don't know. The animations across the board are all extremely basic.
They're really funny sometimes because they loop in really odd ways.
Yeah, but I don't love it. I think I
think it'd be better without them.
Yeah, I think they've already so greatly simplified things by making it silent movie style. I don't think they needed the animation to be this simple. I don't know. Maybe it's a stylistic.
It's not the animation that kind of bothers me. It also just seems like it's so strange, right? That this game is clearly playing with homosexuality in some ways, but none of the male horses fuck each other. It's only the male and female together.
So I think there might be. I think it's way. I agree that it was weird that there were no male horses fucking. Totally agree with that. I think it was way more about general sexual repression. But yeah, I guess because how many horses do you see fuck in this game? I think it's just like twice, right?
Twice, yeah.
2 or 3 times. It's like I think it's only twice.
It's only twice.
It's heterosexual both times.
Yep.
I agree. I think it was a weird. I was surprised that there wasn't gay sex.
And there is gay erotic situations happening a lot, especially with the farmer who is very into your character clearly.
Well, and so here's the thing. I think it's part of the horror that's revealed here is how sexuality blurs into other parts of your life that would otherwise be unconnected to sex when you repress it. When you push it down, it seeps out into places where it shouldn't or usually wouldn't.
Like when you're lifts off your ass off of alcohol.
Right. Because what we learn later in this game, it's slowly revealed over the course of 14 days, the farmer you're working for who's running this human farm who doesn't let people fuck, doesn't let the horses fuck. Like, it is a sexual thing, but the sexual thing is nobody gets to fuck. Everybody's everybody should be in chastity. The farmer's the only one who's actually in chastity.
That part I do like. I love the wrinkles that they add with that sort of aspect.
I do too.
Fascism mediates even your own sexuality. Like, you have to mediate it yourself in order to keep the fascist control of sex locked down.
Yes. I don't know if we mentioned it yet, but this takes place in fascist Spain. Italy. Italy? Yes, Italy. Sorry. Italy.
Yes. And it's kind of unclear too in a way. Like, it takes place in a fascist state. It doesn't I think it's in Italian, but I don't think it's specifically supposed it kind of transcends time because there's VHSs. But yeah, I don't think it's exactly.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Italy?
time doesn't necessarily matter. Yeah, fascist Italy. This is post-fascist Italy, I guess. Is there the fascism is baked in? It doesn't necessarily come from the time.
Yeah, I don't think this place is of a time nor a place in a strange way. Actually, I feel like it has Italian subtitles because it does the silent movie thing where a character will start mouthing and then it'll cut to a screen that says what they're saying, but it'll have Italian language and then the English subtitles below it. And I guess you could assume that it's in Italy, but nothing about this actually feels like it makes it Italian.
I think because there's the added subtitles, it's implied.
Right. It's
right.
Very implied.
If the dialogue wasn't just English, then I would accept that. But I think the implication is that we are in Italy if the people are speaking Italian.
Right. But more,
like,
my point is, I don't think it matters, right?
No, I guess ultimately, no, it doesn't. I just, that is where we are.
Yeah.
But you're right.
But this place does feel like it is like out of space, out of time, though, in a weird way.
You are, exclusively on this farm's property throughout the entirety of the game, and it is a gated, fenced-in area, walled-off area. Yeah.
It's so interesting. I don't like the FMV of Fido's food being placed in the bowl. That was one that got me, and I went, oh.
So I actually
Slop.
have a funny comment about I was playing this game with a buddy and I was just streaming it on Discord because he had watched a movie essay on it and he wanted to actually see somebody play the game, or a YouTube long form essay on the game, and every morning you wake up and I'm like, you know what time it is? Slop time. But even though it says feed Fido every day, you don't feed him every day.
No!
It confused me.
You can't feed him every day.
I'm like, why not?
That's another thing that bugged me, actually, to get back into mechanics and out of the messaging. I think they could have easily just had a daily routine that you did have to do every day. Why not let me just have the daily routine and make that a part of this? Why?
I think it would have been more effective.
Yeah, way more effective.
I don't know. It would have been more boring, right? Did we have fun actually doing it?
No, but it doesn't have to be a big thing, right? It doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be just slopping Fido's food bowl down and watering 2 plants. Just enough to be a routine and get you into a state of normalcy. I think it would be more effective. Then you go do the crazy thing, because most of the crazy days in this game, over the 14 days you experience in this game, you go do the crazy thing, and then that's the only thing you do that day. You don't even begin with normal things. Most of the times crazy things happen.
You know what? That makes I see that.
I just thought because attaching to the normalcy that you'd have on your day-to-day routine and just sprinkles in here and there of oh yeah, also today this just happened.
I
I
do like the water animations too, where they're just watering fully grown vegetables. Even in the live action parts, it is just someone dug a carrot and put a carrot full from the store into the dirt.
Yes, it's I don't know. It works. I don't know. I really just love those FMV moments. They're seeing the real thing. Even when it's not a realistic version of what that is.
I think use that more.
Yeah.
In other games, I think other games should use that.
Yeah,
Bring
I
it
like
back.
the blending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One detail I love about all the horses is they have varicose veins.
Really?
Yeah. At the bottom of their legs, their veins are all fucked from standing all the time and having people be on them.
Oh yeah, because when you ride them, you're not just on their back. You're not riding piggyback. Your butt is on their shoulders. The weirdest way to ride somebody. The chicken style. Chicken fight style.
But you still have the reins and everything. I hated those moving on the horses mini games. I won't lie.
The controls were so bad.
Yeah, the movement's bad. The animations look really bad.
And it doesn't feel bad in the way where it's well, of course it's bad. I'm driving a human. It just feels
it's unintentionally bad.
Silly, but it also plays silly music.
Yes,
that part's great.
It's
that part's great.
Well, So I loved and hated those moments. I loved and hated those moments because they were clunky and ugly and definitely the only moments where it plays that kind of music. But I think it is drawing a point. It's making a point about the absurdity of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's just using the music to emphasize that. So like it's a tonal like it's tonally jarring in a lot of ways. But it's also intentional. So I love it and I hate it. I'd like
I just
more
don't
of it,
think
maybe.
it works.
I don't know.
I don't think it
Do
works
more,
when it's like
more than twice.
yeah.
Yeah, we pick up some interesting things here and there in this game, and then we put them down. We never use them again.
Yeah, I don't like it when they say do 3 routes though while riding a horse. I'm like, just make me do 1. I don't need to do 3 different obstacle courses.
Oh yeah. That was weird.
That one was weird.
Well.
Yeah.
I felt like the video game rule 3s just hit us really hard in that one moment.
Well, it was like playing those segments, I think, was when I was thinking things like, man, I played Flash games that were like better than this, like that were more like that were better designed than this. Like this is like a really, really bad Gary's mod. Like it's just like
I think it is intentionally supposed to be bad. I just don't know how effective it is with the repetition.
Like
because they're
why
people?
is this? Why did they? Okay.
I don't know. This is the thing. I'm not sold on this one. And you know me, I'm sold on the mechanics being bad to serve a purpose. Like, I am sold on that idea 100%. Yeah. But it's not being sold to me really well here.
Yeah, I think it's just bad. But I'm still going to praise this game for the interesting things it does. Those are the running on the horseback moments are weird.
I mean, one horseback moment that is good is when the fucking one business lady is riding the horses and you're escorting her.
Yes.
And she just lays the plot out of the game and the message.
All the staring that she does at you.
It's so good.
She's so menacing, and she's like, I hope you don't become a horse.
Yeah. That was ominous.
She doesn't say that. She says, I hope you're still considered human.
That's true. Yeah,
that's right.
Because the horses are devalued members of the society. They are non-human humans.
I think they could have done more with that message too, because it seems that the horses are just people that were found on this, random people.
Yeah. That's how the new ones. Yeah.
How does he get them? He just gets them. You do. I don't know if you guys saw this, but on your walk up the long driveway to this, to the ranch, your first walk up on your first day, did you spot the tranquilizer dart on the road?
Oh, I didn't.
Yes,
I saw a little pop-up come up, and I'm like, "What was that for?" Anyways,
no, there's a tiny little tranquilizer dart. That's very easy to miss, but it's sitting there, right in the middle of the road, and you can walk right up to it and look at it, but you can't do anything with it. But yeah, I liked that. But
I like visible things.
Yeah, but you're mostly just like led to assume that he just goes and tranks random people nearby. I wish they'd picked something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting because he picked them because they were having sex in the woods.
Oh, that's right. No, okay.
So again,
now that I remember,
this, control
it is intentional.
Sex.
Yes, it is. You're right. It is a specific thing. Yeah. Never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of the scenes don't work about that though. For me, I'm like,
which ones?
I'm still on the fence about the Fido, like,
Fido raping one of the horses,
raping a woman to death. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty fucked up.
Or not to death, but like,
no, yeah, just too much.
Too much.
Any amount is a lot, but
also didn't work in a way for me. Like, I'm like, I don't find this like an interesting depiction of what it like having your guard dog do it because you're in a chastity belt that you're like jiggling aggressively really doesn't. I don't know. I
think it was interesting that there was one person on the ranch who's allowed to have sex and it's only for punishment. I think that's interesting. I don't know what 100% what they were doing with it, but
I just don't know if it works in that scene.
But you know what?
Too.
It maybe not for the scene, but like a thing that it made me think about is an Andrew Tate tweet where he says, honestly, if you're having sex for any reason other than procreation, that's gay. And just one of the most insane things any person has said, with so many interesting layers to peel apart there. But it just makes me think like about how like every like fascists and especially like manosphere like fascists, you know, sex is awesome and you should have it all the time, but also it's so tightly regulated that it is like inherently a punishment in a lot of that culture. That
fascism uses sex as punishment. Look at Israel.
You know what? Damn straight.
Yeah, it is
crimes.
Sexual degradation is key to fascism.
How about the United States? The United States of America, this crazy country where their immigration control facilities, also known as concentration camps, have openly stated publicly that they are not responsible for the sexual assaults their officers commit within their border, within their fences.
Yep.
They say that.
Right, like sexual assault is the tool of a fascist regime. Just straight up.
Abu Dhabi.
And like that's what the game's doing.
Abu Ghraib, sorry. Not Abu Dhabi. Abu Ghraib.
Abu Ghraib, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always been this way.
Yes.
And like the follow-up with the vet who then has sex with a corpse, that didn't work at all and just felt like we're just fully in the schlock territory and not good schlock.
I like that they include the outsiders.
I do like the outsiders.
Everyone's everyone's in on it. I like that the vet's there specifically just because you would need a doctor to run an operation like this, and it is important to remember that doctors are complicit in shit like this.
Right, but for me, it's the punchline of "I just had sex with a corpse" thing. That didn't work for me.
Okay.
I don't know. I was just like, okay, whatever, man. It's almost kind of played for like, it's not. I'm gonna say laughs, but he does
I guess I didn't read it that way. Yeah.
But he does kind of have like this weird comical. Oh, just 1 second, let me get cleaned up. Like sort of like it had the cadence of a joke.
I definitely didn't read it that way at
Maybe
all.
That's
so
just me.
Okay.
Maybe this is just me.
I was
didn't,
like,
that one didn't hit for me.
Okay.
That one I was like, eh. I think you could have like there are way more terrifying things that doctors can do instead of just like what can a doctor do when they're alone with a patient? You know what I mean?
Okay, so it didn't go far enough. I would agree with that. Like,
yeah.
if that's your point, absolutely. Like, yeah, this was one of the many cases I think in this game where it, like, okay, that's what you chose to do with that. You could have done so much more. Yeah, for some reason I was hearing you as saying it went too far. I'm like, what? I was like, what? I was like, okay.
No, I don't think anything in this game goes too far in the sense. I think it's like a question of effectiveness for me.
Yeah.
And like it's just like the Fido stuff isn't as effective for me that it could be. I wish there was more. Like there's a great scene where there's antagonism with Fido, where Fido's like, "What are you going to use the carrot or the stick in order to get this horse working?" And like there's a Fido unhappiness meter as you keep choosing the carrot until you're eventually only left with the stick. And like that part I think is interesting, but that's the only interesting thing I got for Fido. In my opinion.
Yeah, that's all you really do with Fido, other than kill him on accident. But you try to drug him and it just kills him. Or maybe that was the plan all along.
That was the plan all along, 100%.
Yeah, well, yeah. But you didn't know that, but that was the plan of the escapees. But so I guess that is a good transition to talking about like what goes on, because you do about halfway through make a connection with one of the one of the female horses who is grieving the one you have to bury. A horse hangs himself. Was that your second day, your first full day there?
Second day, yeah.
Yeah, your first day waking up on the farm.
The farmer's like, sorry about that hiccup.
Yeah. And then there's the one horse grieving him, and then she's the one who has the connection with the one horse who escaped, who's trying to free the rest. And so one thing that really did strike me is like the horror of the choice of, do you accept a blowjob from the sex slave you just helped? Like, like that was an interesting moment to me. I thought that was really interesting. Like, do you accept a sexual favor from this sex slave you're trying to free, and she's giving you the favor because you're trying to free her? But do you find that acceptable? Like that. I think that's an interesting question to ask the player. I think the answer is obviously that's wrong, but I think that's an interesting choice on the game's part. Because why I think it's interesting? Yeah, because you can smile, you can frown, or you can make an I'm not sure face, which she would still blow you. So like that, I think the fact that you could pretend you don't like it, but still accept it, that was an interesting move, I thought.
Okay, I can see it for that one. I just
that's the fact that there were three choices there.
Yeah, the three.
That was what I found interesting.
That was the biggest thing I was going to bring up about, because obviously I was, from how I framed it in the beginning, is like it was just like all the options to help these people. They are in trouble and I can help them. But it was I made note of that. It was like, it's really interesting that they do have that third option of just like, well, I don't want to fully commit my answer, but I'm also not strong. I'm not strong enough to hit the other option that I don't want whatever negative might happen. How you might perceive that
is the equivalent of pulling your collar and going, option. "Oh boy."
It's like, exactly. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh no! Like say, yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That was like the only. It was like the one thing I was curious about after beating this game was how branching of a path are these options besides just like you do an action but because that's the part I'm most interested in now is how does this branch based off your decisions?
I don't think it really branches much from my understanding.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Because I do like the kind of vagueness of the smiley face or frowny face or face.
Because I'm not sure face. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't know how the characters will react to it sometimes.
For sure. Yeah, I think that the how do you like react to the farmer is that's where most of the fear comes from. Like any horror moments that are in this game are found in those moments where you're in a tight close-up of the farmer's horrifying face, and then you have to make a choice on how to respond to him. Yeah.
Just the most insane fascist ass he could possibly have.
But that was a mechanic that at first I was unsure about, and then at that moment, with the potential reward, that was an interesting moment to me. And then it made me think more about the moments where you do that with the farmer. Like, how does he react and how scary does it get? But outright refusing him never got a scary enough reaction for me to think it was as interesting with him. But
yeah,
there was potential there.
How do we feel about the food of it all, the mouse stuff that happens in this game?
Love it. I actually, unironically love it. The munch, 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 and then gulp, gulp. I liked that. I liked your breakfast every day, those biscuits he makes you, and I liked
the cookies.
3 cookies.
Yeah,
there's
cookies.
a different print on them every day, usually thematic for what's going on, and they get pretty crazy by the end. I liked the meals that are very clearly horse meat, pretty gross.
Oh, yeah.
Really gross, actually. Yeah, having to cut the pieces up, even though it's just click, 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 and then make your character eat each bite. I think that is a good choice. How did you feel about it?
Wild to have served sausages on castration day is what I feel about it.
They did it on Game of Thrones. They could do it in a video game.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I know. It's also like, okay. That one was a little like, all right, guys.
It's a little on the nose, man. Should have served meatballs as a side. But, Ayo.
I did like it. I love Anselmo. Anselmo. Why are names the hardest thing for me ever in existence? This is just the fundamental fact for me. I remember as a kid, I had such a hard time with Michael and Mitchell. They like fucked me up so much as a kid. Michael.
Michael and Michelle. That fucks me up to this day. I will still sometimes get Michael and Michelle wrong.
Oh.
That's embarrassing. Yeah.
All right, Max, what embarrassing thing do you want to admit now?
I don't know.
Smart man.
Maybe because I was afraid of the dark to probably 17 or 18 years old, and then it was just a random flip where it's like there's just nothing in the dark. It doesn't matter.
Stop making fun of me. I'm still mildly afraid of the dark.
No, that's
I was
good for 18 years. I understand the feeling quite well.
I think I broke it around 15 or 16, so not too much earlier than you. But similar situation. I just stopped. I don't know what happened. Actually, you know what? No,
dark scary.
I do know. I know what it is. I know what it was. Is when I think it was. So it must have been 17 or 18 actually, because it's when I stopped believing in God, which.
There's no ghosts.
Yeah, exactly. That would literally. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That lines up, actually.
I had a lot of fun experiences growing up with people actually hiding in the dark to actually fucking freak me out.
You were actually traumatized. Yeah.
I'm still mildly
I just traumatized
afraid
myself. Yeah.
Well, no, the Catholic Church traumatized you.
Yes.
Ugh, love those guys.
Love those guys.
Which is
shout outs.
Yeah. And that really is what's being criticized in this game, I think, though, is because the sexual the particular brand of sexual repression here is very Catholic coded. It's there's just something about the ritual of everything in the farmer's life that is just so obviously Catholic, you know?
Yeah.
The Catholic priest coming by also doesn't help.
I mean, yeah, that too. But I mean, the priest doesn't ever need to be there for you to know that this guy's Catholic.
So true.
I do like the some of the creepier moments where you can get into his bedroom and you see his shrine, especially when the shrine starts twitching. Love that. Hated the puzzle, the one puzzle in this game, the very last thing you do.
So bad.
It's so bad. And
what was the puzzle?
The code to the door.
Oh, yeah, that was stupid.
I truly, it was one of those things where it's like, it can't be the right front paw that I'm thinking of, because that doesn't make sense with the images that I'm being shown. I got the puzzle correct, but I just didn't believe in the solution for two of the numbers because it didn't make sense to me that it was one specific body part.
Here's what my mistake. I totally missed the diagram. Just didn't see it. I was in and out of that room multiple times in this game and somehow got to the very end and did not see the diagram or didn't see the numbers on the diagram. I just saw a picture. And so I hadn't examined the diagram. I'll put it that way. and just totally ignored it in the end. And so I was like watching this video over and over and over and over and over again, and I was like, "What the fuck am I missing? Like, there's what? Because I was looking at the cipher without the key, like basically." Right. And eventually, I did wander in and out of the room a couple times. I was like, "Oh, okay, there you go."
I think when I got to that part, I was just very video game coded, and I'm like, oh, why would they give me numbers if it's not going to be for some code later on? And as soon as we got a code, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go to the only spot where there's numbers to read out. But
I missed those numbers, and so I was just like, the video's the thing to do. I'll just watch the video again. What am I missing?
I think I was very much playing this as like other horror games that I've played previously, where like everything in this room is going to be used for probably something, or in this situation, why would they give me numbers if there wasn't going to be a code?
Yeah.
Is very, very common in horror games. It's like, okay, yeah, I have four single-digit numbers in this one email that I'm reading in this thing. Okay, and then later down the road, you're going to have a four number combination lock. Like,
So I was looking for the numbers in the words they were saying.
I did that at first too.
And so that's I was going over, and then I was looking. Okay, so maybe there's a count to maybe there's a count to what's happening in the videos for each rule, and then you could associate the count with the number, and then I way overthought it, which is basically I Lorelied myself. Like everything I did playing Laser Eyes, right? Overthought the solution 100 times. I did that with this one fucking puzzle.
It's
Classic.
so weird because this is the only puzzle in the game.
Well, and that when we do get that puzzle finally, I was like, well, where were all the other puzzles? Why couldn't they give me like 2 other puzzles in this game? Like, like something. Like, I feel like they stripped everything about this game back too much. One step too far.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just would have not put a puzzle in at all. Maybe is what I would have done.
Sure, that would also work as a solution to this problem.
But I like the images in that VHS tape for the puzzle. The one that always sticks out to me is the lady having her mouth open, looking like she is about to take communion, and a bar of soap goes into her mouth.
Well, you just see the open mouth, so yeah, it definitely could be interpreted as waiting for communion.
It just the way she has her tongue out makes me think of communion, which also like ties in with the religious aspect of it all.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also just like a classic punishment in a lot of Catholic households was having your tongue scrubbed with soap.
Have you ever had that happen to you?
No, but it was threatened. And it was offered as a be grateful I didn't do to you what my mother did to me.
Damn.
Damn.
I have had that happen to me.
Yeah.
It is something I still remember, even though I was like 4 years old.
I tried it once just I wanted to know, and it's not pleasant.
No.
Actually, the specific punishment that my father got, because I think what he was told was, be thankful I do this instead of what my dad did, which was, I think it was either like the belt or like actual soap. What my dad got was hot sauce on the tongue. Like you had to stick out your tongue and hot sauce straight onto your tongue.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That seems like
when you curse.
Crueler in a way, but less actual mean,
Yeah.
It's such a weird, it's worse, but it isn't worse at the same time sort of thing.
It's just different. It's just a different punishment on the same scale. Yeah, it's just a horizontal shift. Yeah.
I think it's also interesting, too, that like some people just also grow up with a natural sense for like, man, I like hot sauce a lot. And I don't know, it seems like it'd be a weird punishment, but for some people, if it was super sensitive to, I would understand that being a horrifying thing.
Yeah, one partner is a punishment, another partner of mine, it's a reward. Like,
it's sex is the same way, right?
Sex
like, a lot of people's,
you know what?
Your kinks are like they work like the exact same way. Yeah.
It's okay. Is there any moment in this game that made you all go, that was actually a lot for me?
Not really, honestly. I've just read a lot more stuff that was a lot more fucked up than this. So like this the fucked up things about this game remind me a lot of a book that's less sexual but still fucked up and in the same way. Although not about fascism really. And that's The Wasp Factory by Ian Banks. You see a similar fucked up mind and the rituals that fucked up mind performs because of things that happened to it in the past. It's that is explored in very similar ways. But I don't know. Like, and that book's really fucked up. This game didn't really haunt me or freak me out or gross me out that much at any point, really. I honestly, the blowjob scene was was probably the darkest moment. And I will say, I went back and replayed that segment to see it multiple times because I wanted to know what happened. That I think was one of the more horrifying moments.
I guess what happens?
Yeah. What?
I mean, what is it? Does it like just like cut to black when you're getting a blowjob? Like
no, you get it, and he gets off, and it's like it's almost it's just he just smiles. Actually, this kind of yeah.
I don't like when he smiles. It is creepy.
Yeah, it's just really creepy. It's like definitely, it's like the most unsettling look you get from that character. It's really creepy. So that moment was pretty horrifying. That was probably the most horrifying moment of the game.
Yeah. How about you, Max?
Then, yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Was there? I mean, I reacted every single time it happened because I was playing with a buddy, so I was talking to somebody while I was playing.
Yeah.
And he was watching, so I was like, I remember when you. What is it? You had to hold the horse down, or you had
to hold the leg open.
No, you have to hold his legs down.
Yeah. I was like, I remember at that moment, I was like, I wonder if I can just sit here and not do anything. Is there like a time I have to wait before then, like I get attacked or something? But no.
The castration was my part for me, where I was like, oh my god, and it wasn't
that's
the snipping part; it was the stapling the wound part that actually got me.
Oh, that was hard. I remember that. I forgot about that.
They blurred that though.
Yeah, and they blurred that, but the blur actually works in that one instance, I think.
I disagree. I think that was the moment where I thought it would have been the most horrifying moment for me if it hadn't been pixelated.
Oh, like if the blur was removed in that one moment?
Yeah, you have to see what you've done. You have to actually see it. I thought that would have been really good. But
I still think the way it's blurred actually really leaves a lot more to the imagination in a way I think is like kind of spooky.
Oh, okay.
But
I can see
but like
what you mean.
the other blurs didn't do that for me. So like it was like, all right, this one moment where it really really works for me, and then everything else, nah. Yeah.
So that scene, I was trying to find a way to not do it, or to get a reaction from the farmer where he makes you do it or beats you or something, like anything but make me do this, or anything but do this.
He does the worst thing. He waits.
He just waits. And then I kept doing this thing where I'd like almost leave it. Nope. And then almost like, nope. 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 No. And then
I did that a little bit.
I did make myself laugh, and I felt kind of bad about that. But
Yeah, well,
and
it's
then
really
I continued.
hard when things are so gamified.
Gamified.
The real word.
Yeah.
When things are so gamified, it can become unintentionally funny in a way where
Yes.
that's just horror, kind of also in a nutshell, where things can be so ratcheted up to a suspenseful 11 that it just can be funny.
Yeah, and like I was, whenever I'm playing a horror game with somebody else, I'm always making comedic because that's also my safe spot when I am getting too scared. But no, I wasn't. I was kind of hoping a little bit more scares actually at different times throughout this. Not just like graphic scenes, but more like part of the gamified part. If it was more scary moments, like you're like had to. I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of suspense. Or not, actually, there was a good amount of suspense. What I'm trying to say is
jump
that,
scares though.
No jump scares, which honestly I like them.
Yeah. Well, unless you count the farmer like looking down at you as you wake up, like "Good morning."
Yeah, I think people who are like jump scares are cheap. I don't know. Maybe you're playing too many horror games, but it's like your only thing you're doing. But I think they're usually the number one thing that can get me is a jump scare at the end of a really good, well paced and suspenseful setup or something that the game's got going on.
A jump scare is just a tool
for sure.
Yeah.
And but I did appreciate still on the flip side of that where it's more of like not jump scare, that's just long scares where it's just like, all right, now I'm gonna make you sit down and do this. And I'm like, I don't want to.
or you're gonna see the farmer, like you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night, open your door and see the farmer's giant ass go out, and you're kind of like nervous, like searching around his room because he's like, the first day I tell you, don't go in there ever.
Yeah,
and I was nervous going in there, but I'm like, I have to look, I have to see what's in here.
Yeah, I definitely thought, I'm like, I wonder if this game, how well this game is made, and if I don't go in his room, am I in a different time, different timeline now, based off like what ending you're gonna get? But no, it's not that. It's not that deep into it.
And I think it might be worse if it was too. You know.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want that, but I just wanted to. That was my first thought when that happened.
Right.
I was like, they really made a big point not to go into that room.
And also, they're making a big point with these
to.
dialogue choices, it feels like, at first.
Yeah, things felt impactful. I need to make sure I am doing these things, even though you can't progress unless you do them. So,
right.
Yeah.
But the game does give you good reasons to do them in a way. I do like that. Like, it feels like you should be doing the things it wants you to do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's also kind of part of the fascism of it all, right? Is where it's like you feel like you need to be doing the things you're being told to do. And then people do them. And it's awful. Yeah. And it's bad. And that means you have this really strange fucking dog mask motherfucker that you got to poison eventually.
I liked the really surreal brainwashing room.
Yes.
I did really like that, the whole sequence, really, because every time, because it's a silent film, so how do you express an overwhelmingly loud sound projected from massive speakers in a small room? You do it by flashbanging the player with a close up of the screen, which is subtitled.
It's very good. This is like the best that the silent
good
style is at, like where it just is constantly cutting to the big text.
Obey, good horses. Obey.
I didn't know that I had to interact with something in the room because I felt like I was looking at everything and nothing was. So I was stuck there for a while trying to. I was getting constantly.
It took me a minute to figure out what I was supposed to do.
Well,
yeah,
right. And I think that's so intentional, right? Because you get into this room,
maybe.
You know what you need to do, and then all of a sudden there's this thing screaming at you, and it's breaking your focus.
Effect.
I also love the film reel sound that constantly plays, except for when things get a little too real, and then your character's heartbeat starts overriding that sound, and like actual naturalistic noises will come in here and there.
The scene with the man you castrate and then he's the guy who's plowing the field, and he just stops in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And he's staring at the sky. When you first approach, because you eventually have to decide, we talked about this, the carrot or the stick.
Yeah.
More carrots or more sticks. When you approach him, just the sound of his breathing becomes
so good.
Overwhelming. Really good. I think that was the first moment in the game that struck me. Where I
that moment's really good.
Pissing on their feet got me too, but like this one really got me. And I think I was more invested, and it resonated more with me after I was done playing than I thought it would when I first was playing it. Something I referenced in my poem from the very beginning. When you're first introduced to the horses, you are introduced to them one at a time with a close-up of them and them holding their name. And it one at a time, and there's like 12 of them or something like that. 12 male horses for you to meet. I don't think you get any of the female horses named except for the one who you're working with.
Linda.
What is her name? Her name's Linda. I thought it was something else. Doesn't matter.
Just taken out by the fact that this horse's name is Linda.
I am actually. I thought for sure. I thought for sure it was something else.
I honestly don't remember.
It's Linda.
Doesn't matter,
I'm looking
guess,
at a plot summary too. It says Linda on that.
Huh. That is so weird. I thought for sure it was like an actual horse name. And that's the point I was about to make.
Have you seen Horse's name?
No, I mean I meant like it was. I thought it was like Moonbeam or something like that. I thought it was like an animal name.
Pony name.
Yeah, I thought it was something like that, and like all the male horses are just like guys' names.
Right.
But anyway, I liked that because you look at each and every one of them, you're reminded this is a person, and they all have people names. For the most part.
Well, it's their name, I assume, right?
Well, yeah.
Because your name gets added to the list towards the end of the game, if you all noticed.
Did not notice.
Yeah. I noticed that like on day like 12, it was like, wait, my name's on this list now.
Did not notice that.
Well, because you have no reason to interact with that list.
Yeah, I was gonna mention when they introduced them all, and you'd be like, keep an eye on which ones are doing it, so I know.
I thought I had to know which one.
I don't remember.
Oh, me too. Me too. I was taking handwritten notes about the pattern of the horses, just because like my thought was, well, so what I assumed the game mechanic was going to be revolving watching horses fuck and reporting on them was you'd have to remember which ones are which so you know which ones not to out, right? Like, so they don't get punished. That's what I thought they were going to do with it. They didn't, which is kind of disappointing. Maybe they didn't need to, but it was a little disappointing.
It did feel like it was going to be important when you had them all in like a cast lineup.
Yeah, and then that just wasn't done again.
I like the church scene, the church dream that you get, where you walk out and all the horses are self-flagellating while having like cages around their genitalia, and you enter this church to see Linda burning on the stake.
That was a good one.
Pretty good.
The surreal moments where you're watching a camera or like an old silent film, or the horses are all sitting in rows, watching films.
Or you're on the other side of a projector screen.
Yeah, that one. Yes. When the escape attempt fails and the whatever that horse is that gets caught gets nailed up on a stick, and basically crucified.
Yeah, no, not straight up crucified.
Yeah. And then all the horses line up to pay homage to him. That was a cool moment.
That was good.
Yeah.
Burning his body at the end of the game too.
Yeah. I thought the finale was interesting.
Such a weird finale.
You're just marching to the exit. Yeah. in step. That was weird.
What did everyone? Did you join the horses?
Hell yeah.
I said no, thank you, and they're like, "You already started this. You're a part of this, whether you want to be or not."
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Yes,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, you're already a revolutionary. You can't back out. Is basically kind of what I felt like it was saying.
Yeah.
Is there an option to not inject the farmer?
I don't think so. I don't think
so.
I mean,
wasn't going to.
my one question was, like, what if when he asks if you like it here, if you say, yes, I do, or, like, respond positively all the time, I wondered if there would be a different ending.
Like a collaborator ending? I don't think there is, though.
Yeah, I don't think there is. And I'm glad there's not.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would... If this game had a collaborator ending, then maybe I would understand why it's fucking banned. As is, I truly don't.
It makes no sense. This game isn't that out of bounds until you consider the fact that, well, isn't this basically kind of what the game is also about in a way? The fascist control of sex and what sex is acceptable to depict and what isn't.
Yeah, it's better art as a banned game.
In some ways, yeah.
Yeah. It is egregious for its fucking pixel hunting when you have to find the exact spot to cut the stupid fucking fence. They should have banned it for that reason.
That did take me a while to figure that spot.
Jesus Christ. I think I spent 10 minutes walking up and down this tiny segment of fence looking for the single pixel where you can cut it.
And there's just moments where it's like, you don't know what to do. There's kind of not that many clear instructions, and you just wander around aimlessly for a bit until you figure out what the game exactly wants you to do.
And then it's usually something really banal, which is like, you're just like, this is how you chop the wood. Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, thank God the game had that like menu option where you could look at the past dialogue and reread things that were told to you.
Yes.
The game needs that. The game needs that because it didn't give you any other option to know what to do.
Your task list of like chores for the day is not always super clear,
or not even there, or not even there.
Yeah.
Which pissed me off. I'm like, come on, you're gonna be a fascist fucking father farmer here and not give me a goddamn task for today. Any last thoughts on horses? I think we're kind of at it. I don't got...
Yeah. Because we already talked about the blood that come in the piss, so...
True.
Yeah. The blood come and piss of it all.
Yeah.
I guess my really last thought is I do think it's good. I think the interactivity of like can be interesting of a game like this where I am doing horrible things. And I'm doing it in the context of I am being basically demanded to by this authoritarian figure. But I just don't think it's that transgressive in a way where it could be, actually.
Yeah.
It was sometimes transgressive in ways that I thought was interesting, and other times I was like sure, the horse cum and the horse piss and the horse blood being mixed together into an injection to turn people into horses is like, it's a little shocking, but it's not like, it's not that big of a deal, really.
I think the interesting thing about it is that it works.
Yeah.
People get injected with this and they do lose their minds. And that's what was interesting about it to me, less that it's piss, cum, and blood.
It just felt like a moment that was intentionally meant to go for the gross out the Stephen King way, and it just went all right, like a little gross, but like.
Yeah.
I don't know what
that is. Also, though, that's also how ritual sex magic works. Though, is blood, cum, and piss. Like that is like that is Aleister Crowley. Like it's literally like
this is like magic bullshit is happening. So realism is happening here. Like and that's why it's included and stuff. But it's also I don't know.
I hear you though. I hear you. I think I don't know how much of this was the case for you, but for me, certainly hearing about the controversy before playing the game gave me certain expectations. And I think if I was thinking from the point of view of, okay, this was banned from Steam, and Steam does not have the same sense of things that I do, instead of, oh, this is a game, because I for some reason I approached this as a game that it was really gonna do something. Yeah. And I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I should not have had that level of expectation for this, because it is a good game.
It is a good game.
I think it's,
and it does it effectively well enough.
It's worth looking at.
Yeah. I just don't think it has moments where it probably could go there even further in some ways, you know?
Yes.
And
absolutely.
It just doesn't take it. It plays it relatively safe, because this is, again, it's more showing you how the permission structures are like developed for horrible acts to happen under fascism. It is like about it is about how do people do horrible things, and like how do they get indoctrinated into it all. And like, it's interesting. We just also have a lot of that, you know?
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
not a bad thing.
We still use, night in the classrooms. We still like this is something everyone's exposed to these days, really, to some degree. Not this graphically,
but this is where the game kind of starts pushing it into the transgressive territory and as transgressive art.
Right. I think one thing I did think about, though, is while playing this game is, okay, I think it's a good point that they're making. It's interesting. Also, we know that this stuff doesn't really work. Like, this kind of message, this kind of game doesn't convince the people who like these things that it's bad.
Yeah. And like,
there are arguments that have been made that, like, the way we teach some anti like genocide stuff just ends up being fun, cool, interesting facts about how horrible people can be, and the wrong, if you don't have the right messaging behind it, I don't know, people could take it in dark directions. Like I wonder how much how short we've come up when it comes to solving fascism. Like, how badly we've failed at stopping people from falling into this trap.
And that's like nothing no piece of media could do.
I wouldn't beg of this game to try.
And I know that's not what you're saying either. I just wanted to highlight that.
That's just what. No, I'm glad you did, but that's what I'm thinking about when playing this game, is that what can art ever tackle this? Can art do this?
I don't think art
does
change.
Does that matter? I don't know, but like that's something I want, because I think a lot of people think it should and will and is the only thing that could.
Right.
And I don't think that's possible.
No,
I really don't.
We clearly know the way to deprogram fascism is through people, like people talking to people.
Yes.
And like communities coming together, and then I don't know, some sort of war or something to make sure Nazis don't have the means of power to do things.
Yeah.
But Horses, I think does a good job of like a pretty good job overall. It. Yeah,
I would agree.
Like I don't think it hits I don't think it hits it as hard as it could. I don't think it's like, especially after seeing Sallow, I don't think it's like super like. I really like the depiction of like what does fascism allow as more of the transgressive sort of like what to depict fascism as, and so you can really get into that explicit and like intense imagery. And I feel like Horses kind of pulls back on the intense imagery when it could push forward.
Yeah, I do appreciate that it makes fascism creepy and weird.
Yeah.
Instead of scary and intimidating.
Yes.
I think if fascism's just cool and scary
and like efficient and rational.
Yes. Yeah, rational. That's the big problem. I think that maybe is one of the fundamental roots of why anti-fascist education completely failed in the United States. Is that we made it look fucking cool.
Yeah.
We overemphasized the things it did right.
Yeah, we treated it as if it's this like rational set
as
of
if it did
ideals
anything
that comes
right
from someone.
Like,
yeah.
Well, we treated it as if you could separate the horror of it from anything else it did, which you can't and shouldn't ever. When you can separate those things, you can accept the horrible things. You can learn to accept the horrible things.
Yeah.
And we should never separate any of it.
And one might argue that this country is kind of incapable, usually, of producing a fully anti-fascist text.
Sure. I think we've...
I mean, not
very
incapable,
clearly
but mainstream, it's impossible.
Yeah. Incapable of popularizing one, it seems.
Yes.
Yes. But who knows? Maybe we're in a different era now. I will say, I've never seen this many people feel this way about our government as I see right now.
Oh yeah.
I think almost every single annoying liberal I know has completely shut their annoying liberal ass up and is now fully vocally on the side that the leftists have been screaming for 100 years.
Well,
at
that's
least
great.
on the
not in my
at
corner.
least on at least on the big things. I get you do exist in a different sphere than I do, but this was a very interesting game for us to play in January 2026 in the United States.
This is also just seems to keep happening to us too, in a funny way.
Yeah, we're good at finding games for the right moment.
Games that we plan months in advance usually.
Yeah, but we don't plan world events though.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really funny that.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Horses just came out, so like.
Yeah.
It's of the moment.
So, it is of the moment for sure.
But they probably also weren't experiencing right now's effects while they were making it.
That's also true. That's also
Yeah.
true. Yep. All right, question time.
Questions.
Well, it's just question. I guess we got two, but from one question asker. Hilver asks, do you think Horses would have gained any interest if it hadn't been unjustly removed from Steam? And this is a question that's been rattling around my head since this game not was announced, but since the controversy started happening.
Here's my question to that question. Who is it just the fact that Steam banned it? Who was the first stinker? Who
Steam was the first one to ban it. The developer mentioned this actually earlier in early 2025, I believe, in like May-ish. I can't remember, but like the first half of 2025, this started coming up because they were like, "Hey, what the fuck? Why are our game being banned from Steam? This seems strange." And then it picked back up in November when Steam doubled up on that ban and said, "Nope, you're not able to appeal any decision whatsoever. This game is banned. We're not allowing it on our platform. No, we're not telling you why." And
I did not know. I did not know they did not say why.
Right, they never said why. And the developer thinks because originally the one business lady who says, "I hope you still get to be human," was originally supposed to be like a teenage girl.
Okay.
In like an early build. But they changed her to an adult because they were like, well, it makes more sense coming from an adult, actually, this statement. But their best guess is that it was because it was a teenager riding a nude man or something with a horse mask. That's why. Which is unhinged still, if you really think about it.
Yeah, like, okay. Again, point at any of the hentai games that, like, on Steam.
Let's talk about a little-known game series called the Fate game series, where there is a lot of hentai scenes of teenagers in the original version.
What?
Oh, wait, do you not know about this?
No.
Oh.
No, I do not.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, the hentai scenes are removed in the remaster edition.
Yeah, I'm grateful. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Oh, there's a scene where basically Saber's like, I have no way to get mana. And then Rin's like, I know of a unconventional way for you to get mana. Shiro, pull down your pants.
What?
And Saber gives him a blowjob to restore her mana.
What? Are you? You're not joking.
I'm not
this
joking.
is real?
This is real.
My opinion of this game has changed radically. That's... Okay, wow.
Yeah, the best part is you won't get that conversation until probably another 15 more hours. So it's really funny to make you wait 40 hours for the one short hentai scene, in my opinion.
Okay, but so...
But yeah, so horses...
Oh. Sorry, yeah. I don't want to... No, I'm done with...
No, you ask.
Yeah.
What's up?
Okay, is it in the story still that teenagers have sex in this? Okay. It's just not... The scene has been removed.
They kind of added like a newer scene where it's just more like intimate connection than anything.
Okay. So, okay. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
But again, that's on Steam, and you can easily mod those back in.
Yeah. Mods by themselves.
Yeah.
The fact that there are so many mods that there are. Although I guess the Steam mods are not necessarily that.
Yeah, the
explicit
Steam's mods aren't like that. But again,
the workshop
Steam
mods,
allows so much of a different type of sex that society sees as more acceptable, as maybe the possibility that a child, let's say, like, teenager child, is riding a nude man horse.
Yeah, wild. Because honestly, that probably would be the most cross the line thing that happens in the game.
Right.
I mean, according to Steam rules, I mean,
I can see the argument of like, yeah, it kind of is crossing into that territory, but it's also like, it's not like being lurid about it, like in that sort of way.
No,
when the game's being lurid, it's not about that aspect.
No, and it does literally blur those things. So like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it being blurred really does take a lot of its sting out, I think.
Yeah,
and so
absolutely,
it's so strange that this was banned at all from anywhere. Yeah, so first Steam, and then Epic Games decided to do it, and then itch.io did it.
Okay.
And then they reversed it.
Okay. I was going to say I did not know that last one, but
yeah, when the itch.io one happened, it was jaw
people are like,
dropping.
what are you doing? Yeah. Yeah.
To answer that, then, I would say, no, I don't think it would be anywhere near as popular or known about if it did get banned from all these things. I think that's probably drummed up a lot more attention to it.
Faden, you and I talked about this. I think I feel that way too. I genuinely do think that, like, I don't know if it would have sold more or less, but I definitely think it would have got, I mean, this became, I'm sure this blew up 10 times as much as their marketing budget ever could have possibly been.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. In terms of eyes on. Yeah.
Eyes on. Yeah. And you know what? I think the kind of people that would buy this game don't give a single fuck that they can't get it on Steam.
Right.
So with that, thinking about that, I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, I think it helped the sales maybe.
This is kind of the split though between like, do I think horses would have gained any interest if it wasn't removed? No, not as much interest as it did. But do I think it probably sold worse? Yes, because Steam is so potent in the fucking marketplace for PC games that if you're not on Steam, you are in serious trouble if you're trying to stay afloat as a studio.
Okay, I would accept that, except in the case of this genre of game, like art house, like transgressive games. I think because are going to be mostly be bought by the kind of people who don't need to use Steam to buy their games or to manage their games.
Maybe.
I don't like. I think marketing matters a lot more because I don't think like unless Steam was promoting this game with it on their marketplace, which I don't know that they would, like because it's transgressive in the ways that it is.
But it would be in its tag system, and it would be listed under new, which is important for a lot of visibility for these games.
That's true.
Especially in the indie horror space too, actually. Like very specifically, it's such a over like saturated market that like losing a platform is a big deal. And I don't know what the result has been. I don't know if they've seen an uptick. It'd be one of those things of as when the studio comes out and says, we actually we're able to be saved because of all of this, or we got to close down because of all of this, is kind of going to be the real determining factor. I don't think we can know about the sales aspect just yet because of how new it is.
Sure. It really just it comes down to what matters more, the Steam store algorithm or social media algorithms. When it comes to people buying games, what matters more?
And we kind of do actually have the answer for this. It really is Steam. Social media doesn't move the needle much on sales. This is just something that has been observed in this like marketing research.
Okay, but that marketing research is on marketing done via social media,
True.
Not on exposure to things via social media. That's different.
That is different.
Because like a viral news story is going to do way crazier numbers than an ad using social media.
Right, but I like seen the other developers say like, yeah, we went viral, but that didn't help with our sales. We just saw a lot more interesting videos about it.
Oh, okay.
Like, and that's usually how it breaks for these indie studios. Not every time. I mean, Vampire Survivors went viral, and look at that. So, like, not every time, but the story isn't usually pretty. Usually.
Gotcha.
And hopefully this will change, because the studio said, we might close down without these Steam sales. We were expecting these. And
we will see.
And I did personally hear about this game before any of the controversies, too. But that doesn't mean much. I'm just a weirdo that finds these things sometimes.
I did not learn of this controversy until I found out we're playing the game for this month. That's when I first heard of it.
And that's the other thing.
It didn't breach my bubble.
Yeah.
When I talked about this game with Dale knew about it. I think also before the controversy because Dale knew the studio.
Yeah. And this is not popular, but this is a known indie studio, so maybe that will also save them.
Yeah.
But
well, honestly, I hope it does. It's not the craziest game I've ever played, but it was good enough for me to want to see more from them.
Yeah,
only game I've played from them.
Yeah, I'm gonna play Mediterranean Inferno next.
Yeah, I can think they can make a greater impact if they fix up the game parts of the game.
Sure.
Figure out that part, and it can make because the rest of the like the FMB stuff that was fun. I love that. Give me more of that and a more interesting, like just slight gameplay thing. I don't know. Or map design or pacing, I think is what I'm trying to say, actually.
Yeah. Work with Bolaria to the director, the filmmaker that co-made this game with the studio. Work with them to make a full FMV game. That would rule. I think there are some good directions on those FMVs.
I completely agree.
Next question from Hill.
Every one of those is excellent. Sorry, no.
Yeah, they are.
Else.
They are.
Yeah.
No. Next question from Hilver. Also, a simpler question to balance out, which, good. This is good insight on that. Favorite horses in games? This is a hard one.
Not for me.
Oh, yeah?
I would say Roach, mainly just because I don't care for horses.
Wait, what?
I don't like horses.
You don't like horses and you played a whole game about them?
No, because I knew what the game was about.
It's about horses.
Yeah.
No, you listening?
I've ridden on a horse once before, a real horse with 4 legs.
Thank you for the qualifiers.
The guy,
it's good to know what kind of horse.
Yeah, the guy in front of me that was on it. We were just about to like get off, and his horse bucked him off, and he broke his arm. And I'm like, okay, I'm done with these things. If that could just randomly happen because a horsefly landed on this thing, I'm good.
Horses are great. I love riding horses. It's one of my favorite things. I need to do it more.
I did not know you've ever ridden a horse.
I've ridden a horse like 5-6 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not much, but I've loved it every time. It's one of my favorite things ever. I love horses.
I've never been on a horse. The only horses I ever interacted with were horses from a family that really had no business keeping horses.
Oof.
And did not care for them adequately, and they were just mean, angry horses that nobody ever used, and took up a lot of property and made it harder for us to play on that property. So fuck horses. But in games, something I really like about Red Dead Redemption 2 is how the horses are used in that game.
Yes.
And how every horse is a character, really. I mean, not a character, but like has its own stats, and you can nurture them and care for them in a million different ways.
Build a bond
and
with
they're
them.
a huge investment in time and money, and you do kind of build a bond with them, and then you get them run over by a train. And
or the game pulls a wild narrative move. Like, one of the few things I like about Red Dead Redemption 2 is the connection to your horse and how that plays in like the last story mission in that game.
Oh yeah, it's actually pretty impactful. There's a lot of Max. You really, if you're ever
yet. Don't spoil.
You got it. I know. I'm sure it's been recommended a million times, but like you really do need to play Red Dead Redemption 2. It is a great game.
That's my next lit, because it was between that and the new God of War games. And
Oof,
buddy, skip that.
Skip about a rock and a hard place, and both of them are gonna crush you. Like, Jesus.
Red Dead. That's an easy choice. Play Red Dead.
That's an easy choice. Go play Armored Core 6 finally, you maniac.
Oh yeah, that's also on the list. Yep, I gotta get to that one too.
That's just a way better game than both of those.
Did we all answer the question?
Oh, I didn't. I also forgot to ask you, Max, a clarifier. What's Roach from? We just said Roach, but you know what? Maybe not everyone knows what Roach is from.
Oh, from the Witcher series. Geralt always names whatever horse he has named Roach. Which was very confusing when the first game you played was the second one, and there was also a character named Vernon Roach.
Yep,
like,
I always thought he named it after him.
What are you talking about?
I did too. Yep.
If you play the second one as your first Witcher game, you'll think that he's named after Vernon Roach, but he's not.
He should be. He should be.
Yeah.
Most insufferable guy, Vernon Roach.
But I just really enjoy the idea that Geralt's horse, it's not even the same horse. It's just every horse that he's riding, its name is Roach.
Easier to remember.
So he just doesn't have a connection with the horse like that.
So I have the controversial opinion of I think most horses in games suck. Like, in the sense of like they are not fun to use.
Usually
I would totally agree. Totally agree.
Except
except Red Dead.
Except the closest I think that is a good horse to use, and it mechanically makes sense that it kind of steers a little bit bad, is the horse in the Shadow of the Colossus game. What a buddy. When it's just you and your horse riding the plains, it's great.
It's a good horse.
That's a good horse.
Never played that game.
Another favorite horse in game, the knight chess piece in the critically acclaimed game Chess.
Never played it.
I love the knight. It can do L turns.
Sounds like what is it, Tetris.
Ooh, Paladin horses in Age of Empires 2.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just
the Cavalier horses. Actually,
Paladins.
I like them way better.
I always love my opening move in chess to move one of my knights. I don't know. It feels so powerful.
I don't play
Yeah,
chess.
you get more move. You get more move than with the little guys. It's a big move for a big boy.
Even though you technically can go further with a pawn, though.
Nah. You're not jumping things. That's not nearly
that's
as
true.
much
You're
movement.
not jumping things. That's
you gotta-
exactly it.
You get 3-dimensional action with a knight.
Yeah, you have to
that's-
parkour over something every time you move.
Look,
anytime
You have
that I
to.
move
That is
somewhere,
that is the
just
rule.
do it.
You have to go over something, like checkers.
Look, if I mean that is like 70% of the reason why I love knights is they get to jump over pieces. I think that's cool.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. What are we playing next month, Uncle?
I
Yeah.
literally don't remember what I chose for next month's game. I don't remember which of my games it is.
It's Pyre.
Pyre! Oh yeah! Yay! Oh, I'm so excited for this, guys. We get to play
continuing-
basketball.
We're pretty good.
Basketball.
It sounds like you're saying like masculine basketball.
Mansketball.
Yeah, we get to play another Supergiant game,
Oh, Supergiant.
Woohoo!
and this time we get
It
to play
is-
a good one.
It is. It's. I am very curious to see what you think of it, Max. It is not like the other Supergiant games.
Interesting.
It is.
Better.
I'm
not like other
as
Supergiant games. I'm better.
As I think I described it in the episode I talked about it. I started playing this game and I was like, "What the fuck is this? I fucking hate this. This is fucking stupid. No."
But-
And then something just like I don't really know what it was, but something just kind of clicked, and I suddenly could play the game, and it made sense, and I loved it. So, yeah, it's intense. I like it.
Interesting.
And interesting choices. Very interesting choices.
Very spooky.
Well, I'm excited
continuing
to
the year of
see
horror.
what it's all
Yeah,
about.
this is the one not spooky game we're playing.
Your one
actually.
island, your one saving grace.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm super
So
scared
we-
for September
yeah,
when we
so-
play Shadow the Hedgehog.
oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
That's gonna be so
I'm-
scary.
I will probably
Spookiest one.
I will try to join for that one.
Please.
It's Sonic. It's Shadow. It's Shadow. I mean.
Sonic September, the road to Shadow the Hedgehog will conclude this year with the finale, Shadow the Hedgehog in September.
Yeah.
It's got only infinite growth on my scale of what Sonic games are like to grow from.
From Heroes.
I'm
The
so
worst Sonic
excited
game
to
I've ever
see-
played.
To see a reason why people still enjoy playing these games.
Play Adventure 2, my guy. Does anyone have anything they want to promote?
No.
No.
I got a doozy. We just released the six. That's right, 6 episode of The Lost and the Damned, where me and Uncle read Descent of Angels. Check out that Warhammer podcast. It's great. Also, by the time you're hearing this, I should have finished the Rogue Trader bonus episode for Club
Oh,
Flashpoint.
Jesus.
It's a very informative episode where I learn a lot, and I think Uncle learns a little too with our special guest.
It is impossible not
fun.
to. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm excited to listen to that one.
we get a real lore master to join us.
We get a real
like
lore
a real
master.
lore, like a real lore master.
like a real one.
not somebody who works for Games Workshop, but he might as well. Like,
He could.
yeah,
Maybe the James Workshop, they might be lucky to have him, you know?
yeah.
And so check that out. Check out The Lost and the Damned. Also, it is cold as hell in a lot of places right now. It might still
Jesus.
be afterwards. What you need to do is make sure you are covered up and do not have exposed skin going out as best as possible. But a thing people tend to forget, bring a pair of dry socks with you if you can. Because once your feet get wet and it starts to get really cold, that's when you get into trouble. Wet socks is deadly out in the cold. So stay warm, people. It's important.
Yeah, put a blanket in your car, by the way. Like, if you're in a place where you might get snowed in or stuck somewhere, at least one blanket, like extra, like have an extra pair of gloves, an extra pair of hat. That's just always extra pair of hat, always in your car. Like just stuff that you might need in a super emergency. Bring it with you.
Yeah, you'll never know if you slide into a ditch and you need to wait for a tow. And you'll be lucky having a blanket in the back of your car.
Especially if your engine shuts down. Like if your car like actually breaks down in this weather, like you could literally die. So take care of yourself, friends.
Unless you're in one of those warm places, in which case wear plenty of sunscreen if you have skin like mine, very fair and white.
Or just raw dog it.
No.
Not no more.
Your skin will grow a natural hard callus overlayer, and you become immune to all sun damage.
I love getting the trait immune to all sun damage.
Yes, immune to all sun damage.
You just got to go through that one big summer burn, and then you're immune from sunburns the rest of the summer. It worked every time growing up.
With no long-term consequences either. Like, there's nothing can possibly happen to you.
In fact, the sun has vitamin D. How can vitamin D be bad for you?
Yeah,
right?
It's so much of a joke. It's so much of a joke. I now reapply every 30 minutes I'm outside just to wipe it in their faces.
Yeah.
God.
So go get some, drink some raw milk, play in the sewer, and don't forget a blanket.
Have a good month, everyone.
Get out of here. Get out of here.